Good morning, Jamaica. It's day 3 for Jamaica, but I think day 2 in Tokyo. Of course, the evening session is just about to get going, of course, in Tokyo, Japan. Of course, welcome to Nationwide's coverage of the 2025 World Championships in Tokyo, Japan. Jamaica coming off a very successful day with 3 medals, 1 gold courtesy of Oblique Seville, a silver courtesy of Kishane Thompson, and another silver courtesy of Tina Clayton. Jamaica is on a roll, currently 3rd in the medal standings to date. And of course, with me in studio is Coach Michael Carman, who's a very happy man, but bittersweet because we saw the end of Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce's global individual career yesterday. And now she will try to win a medal in the 4x1 for women, an event that Jamaica has a strong chance of winning a medal in because of the strength of the Jamaican team. We are anticipating that the team will look, well, assuming it gets to the final, first of all, a team that will be comprised of Shericka Jackson, Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce, and the Clayton twins, Tia and Tina. That foursome, I believe, Coach Carr, is likely to be on the podium if all goes well in the heats.
Morning to all the listeners and viewers. Yes, there's no doubt that 4 in West Indies cricket, you'd call it a 4-prong pace attack, right? But those 4 individuals, as long as the baton goes around, they should, and the thing about it, they all know what it is to win. Mm-hmm. They all know what it is to get on that podium, the 4x1. Tina and Tia, they have been part of a world record team, so it's good to see them now transition to the senior ranking. So I expect them to get on the podium. As usual, USA will be one of our greatest threats. I also believe that Great Britain will also be a threat to us. But our girls are good enough, and just to get that baton around is the key thing. Mm-hmm. I don't worry about their individual performance in terms of their legs that they are going to do, but it's that baton change. And if we do that, one more. I have them to get a medal, though.
Absolutely. But before we even get there, though, there's still activity that takes place today. Of course, it begins the day at 5:35 a.m. this morning, which is just about 13 minutes away from now, with the men's 400-meter hurdles that will feature 3 Jamaicans. Of course, in Heat 1, it will feature Malik James King, who has a personal best of 47.42, makes him the 2nd fastest Jamaican of all time, behind a young man who will come up in one of the later heats. In heat number 3 is Asini Wilson, who has run 48.36 as a personal best and has run 48.42 this year. We're anticipating that he's ready to go faster at these championships. In heat number 4 is the national record holder at 47.34, but as a season's best of 48.02 is Rashawn Clark, the world under 20 record holder and the Jamaica national champion, who is on his way up but had a challenging season with some injuries earlier on in April and May at Grand Slam track, and has gradually worked his way back to some level of fitness, and we're hoping to see him run well at these championships. Of course, also in his heat is Ray Benjamin, a man who has run 46.17 as a personal best and has run as fast as 46.54 this season. Also coming up in those events, some of the other contenders in this event are the imperious Karsten Warholm from Norway, who has the world record of 45.94, and a man who looks like he's getting back to that level that we saw in 2021 with his outstanding performances so far this season, running really fast times. 45.9 for the world record. He's run 46.28 this season, and looking like he's back to his best. And of course, there's Alison Dos Santos from Brazil. There is Abdurrahman Samba from Bahrain, who are also going to be in the mix for medals. Karen McMaster from the BVI has not had a great season. His best this season is 49.07. His personal best is 47.08. If you remember from the 2021 Olympic Games in Tokyo, he ran that time for fourth in the final. Had he run that time in any other year except that year in 1992, he would have won gold. That's how good that performance was in Tokyo in 2021. You know that he's back in Tokyo. We're wishing him the best as our Caribbean neighbor. Looking to see how best he goes. Of course, coming up at 5:40 a.m. Is the men's long jump. And Jamaica has 3 participants in that event. Nikolai Williams, who has jumped 8 meters 16 this season, which is both a season's and personal best. He jumps in Group A. And in Group B, we have Tajay Gale, the 2019 world champion, who's jumped as far as 8 meters 34 this season, and a personal best of 8.69 meters that he set in 2019 when he won that title in Doha. Also in Group B is the other Jamaican, Kerry McLeod, who is hoping to emulate. No, I got that wrong, actually. Kerry McLeod, it seems, is in Group A as well. Sorry, my apologies for that. Who has jumped 8 meters 33 this season, with a personal best of 8 meters 40. If he gets to his season's best, I believe he could be in the mix for medals. Similarly to Tajay Gale, I think both men have gone over 8 meters 30 this season. In a period when the long jump is not as explosive as it used to be, Coach Carr. There was a time when 8 meters 50 was perhaps closer to the standard what we were expecting. I mean, 1991 being the exception, where Mike Powell jumped 8 meters 95 and Carl Lewis, I think, was second with 8 meters 91 or some ridiculous numbers like that. They almost jumped out of the pit, but the numbers the last few years have not been particularly outstanding. I mean, yes, I'm trying to remember if it was in Tokyo that Wayne Pinnock jumped 8 meters 50 and lost by 2 centimeters to Tentoglu. But we haven't seen many performances over 850 in recent years. But still, all the Jamaicans in contention for medals in these 2 groups in the men's long jump are jumping distances that, if they perform at their best or equal those performances, certainly will be contending for medals.
Well, with the qualifying distance being 8.15, right? All our jumpers have surpassed that distance already. So it's about, again, what you do on the day that makes a difference.
Okay. All right, we have Wayne on the line. Wayne, how are you doing, my friend?
Well, I'm taking a dim view of things.
Good morning, Mr. Walker.
Good night, Wayne.
Good evening, sir.
It's night there for you. We didn't get a chance to talk last night when Sharon Salmon and Antoinette Knight qualified for the semi-final round. Did you get a chance to have any conversations with them at all?
Not at all. They rushed off back to the village, and I went back to where I'm staying. Hadn't had a chance to chat to them or seen them since.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so talk to me, Wayne. I mean, a lot of Jamaicans are in competition today in the men's long jump, the men's 110 hurdles, the men's 400 meter hurdles. Give us a little rundown as to what we can expect. And of course, the semi-finals of the women's 100 meter hurdles and the finals that come up today as well. Give me a sense of what you're anticipating on the day's activities.
Initially, when I saw the program schedule, the timetable, I was wondering why I was seeing straight semi-finals for the 100 hurdles, and the same day the semis, the same day the finals. That's not what they normally would do. In fact, the hurdles would normally come closer to the end of the championship, and so they'll have the first round heat on one day, then come back the next day for the semi, and then the final. And I was tempted to ask, why is that so? I was just wondering if if the insufficient quality is there and they just compare. I don't know what it is. I don't want to even guess it. But it's
Insufficient
kind of
quality?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
For the 100 meter hurdles?
No. When I say that, they probably clean the top off and say let's just go with the top quality that we have. And as I said, I don't know. It's just a thought running through my head because it's not normally the case. But this is what it is, and we have it. We were just discussing it myself and who it was, Jermaine Brown from TBJ and Robert Williams from IRI. We were here just a couple of minutes ago talking about it, and Adi Adedoyan from the BBC World Service. And they were looking at the event, and it didn't seem that a great deal of people thought that Akira Nugent is going to be the only medal winner in the event. It's a foregone conclusion as far as they're concerned that Akira Nugent will win a medal. And I think with good reasons as well. But as we said yesterday, on any day, any one of 9 people can win it. But I think Daniel, a big occasion mentality might shine through again. I don't think so. Her first medal gold came in 2015, and she won one 7 or 8 years later to win not just a medal but gold again. And you're gonna now ask her to stretch that a lot longer. I really don't see her winning a medal, but that's just me. I didn't see her winning Budapest either because the field was stacked. Katie Harrison and the likes were flying. Toby Amuson and of course the Jamaican who is now married and living in Italy. What's her name again?
Brittany
Anderson was flying at the time and so on. So I really didn't expect Daniel to do it. But then she pulled it out of the bag like she did in Beijing. I just don't think she's going to be third time lucky. Is she capable of doing it? Yes, I'm sure she's capable of doing it. I just don't see her do it. And I would be happy to be proven wrong.
Well, remember she's a 3-time medalist now because remember she also won bronze in 2019.
But I really don't see her repeating as champion. The furthest I'll go is to say she probably could sneak in a medal, and even that, I'm not 100% sure. You see, yes, we always say the times that you do leading into these championships count not for a lot. What it does, it gives you an indication as to what sort of form you're in. You just have to come here and run the time and win it. So if you look at what she's been doing, she's been having an up and down season. You might counter that and say when she won in Budapest, her season was not dissimilar to what we're seeing here now. That is true. But we didn't see one person in the same season running 12.17 and 12.19. That's what we have with the Olympic champion. And people just running, Toby Amuson out of form how long, and just came back, whoops, and she ran at 12.20. So the point I'm making to you, while her season was up and down in Budapest, and then before Budapest, and then she went on to win it, she's now having an up and down season. But look at the competition, look at the people beside her they are doing. And so that is my reason for saying I don't expect her to repeat as champion or even to get a medal. But let's see. As I say, I'd be happy to prove wrong. Akira Nugent is a different situation. Yeah. Very, very different. Akira Nugent right now is amongst the elites in the sport. Daniel is not amongst the elites. When I say elite, I mean consistently throwing down some crazy times, yeah? So in that case, she's not amongst the elite right now, yeah? What she did in Budapest was what she did in Budapest, but she's not amongst today's elite, yeah? Akira is, and it's a different argument. She suffered a meltdown in Paris, and I had a conversation with her when she came for Grand Slam, and she told me that she had on too much weight, yeah, and she didn't know how. As I said to her, "What do you mean? You're a professional?" And she said, "Wait, I don't know how it came on." And because of that, she said it played on her mind, and she was lacking in confidence. And fine, she said she's in a different place now. And what she's been doing on the circuit tells you that this girl is ready to turn off and tackle the best in the world, and could very well win a gold medal in the event. That's how good I think she is. I definitely think that she's going to be on the podium. Which step she'll be on, I'm not sure, but I really believe that she has a real live shot of winning this thing tonight. And I'm going to stick my neck out and say she's going to be the Olympic champion tonight. I really think she's going to do it.
Well, that's a big call in because
Yes.
Masai Russell has been in imperious form all year. So, 12.17, not 12.19. She's run 12.2s at the US trials. She ran 12.25 in the heats and 12.22 in the heats and 12.25 in the final. She seems
to come back and tell her to do it tonight.
Well, let's see. The thing about it, I'm gonna disagree with you when it comes to Daniel because one of the things that Coach Conor were actually talking about earlier before we came on here is the fact that she is she's a championship performer. She won't necessarily look good coming in. But when the chips are on the line, she brings it. And when you look at her record at the, not necessarily at the Olympics, but certainly at the World Championship level, you're looking at 2015 World Champion. You're looking at the 2019 bronze medalist. You're looking at the 2023 champion. She doesn't necessarily have to run the fastest times to win, but what she does is perform at her best when the chips are on the line. She has that kind of mentality. So I wouldn't necessarily rule her out, especially
and she looked
good in the heats as well. So I wouldn't necessarily rule her out, man. But let's move to a little bit more a more immediate event, because the men's 400 meter hurdles are on track, Wayne. So let's take that and then come back to you. fourth, Malik James King of Jamaica, 48.27. Let me tell you how close this thing was. The Wiseman Makobi of Kenya, who was fifth, also with a personal best of 48.27. That's how close that heat was. So Malik James King is through to the semi-final round of the competition. So that's one Jamaican in. Let's see what happens when the others come up in short order. In the second heat, Kyra McMaster from the British Virgin Islands and Alison Dos Santos are among the athletes looking to advance, as well as Bassem Hamida of Qatar. And we'll bring you that race in short order. Let's go over now back to our commentators.
so far this season, 48-27. Malik, tell us about it.
Well, the mere fact that I'm here, I'm grateful because I suffered a lot of injury this year, and it's the first from doing track and field I ever experienced injury firsthand. So the fact that I'm here, I'm very grateful. Through the race, I was just running, but I had a little stumble, I think on the top corner or somewhere there, so it kind of threw me off. So running back was what I did had to do, and it was great. It was good enough to try make it the semi-final. So I had to work going forward on that.
All right, given all you said, what were your expectations coming in? Given all that you've told me.
Well, it was just to make the semis, and then when in the semis to make the final. So just one step at a time.
Yeah. How did it feel though? Because as you say, you've been beset by injuries. You produced your best here to get into the semi-final. How did it actually feel out there?
I feel actually great, but the place is really hot. But it feel really great. It's just that the heat is really activating out here. But other than that, it's good.
Yeah. All right. So what are you going to be doing between now and the semi-final?
Recovery. Watching about the race and fixing what should be fixed or what needed to be fixed.
Yeah. This is coming to the end of the season. It's not like, unlike former years when you go back on the circuit after. How do you put your 2025 season into perspective when you take everything into consideration?
Amen. Grateful. I'm grateful for being here. I'm grateful for how the season turned out. It's a learning lesson. So it basically teaches growth and understanding. And with that, I think 2026 are yet to come should be better.
Are you bothered by the heat?
It's hot, but we have to adjust it. But it's hot.
Thanks, Malik. All the best to you in the semi-finals.
Thank you. Same to you. Thanks.
Okay, so that's Wayne with speaking with Malik James King. Wayne, have you had a chance to talk to or intending to talk to Ashini Wilson? Oh, Wayne is not hearing us?
Oh, I'm hearing you now. Go ahead.
Not hearing him.
Volume was down. Sorry about that.
Okay. I was asking if you're going to you're thinking of speaking to Ashini Wilson.
I will be talking to him. I'm actually seeing the track. I'm very close to the track, I could literally touch the athletes. So
Okay.
he'll be coming this way, and then I'll definitely have a chat with him.
I have a couple of friends in the stadium, and they're telling me it's not just the heat; it's actually quite humid. And
Yes, it is. It is.
So
It is.
they've explained that, and of course, the holiday that they're being celebrated today, or the holiday that's being experienced today in Japan, is Respect for the Aged Day. So
Yes. It's funny, this morning when I got up, it was about, because I went to bed very late. I mean, the metro station was filled to capacity last night. Hundreds of thousands of people just rushing to the different train stations here at the Sandegea train station, because it's the main one leading out of the National Stadium. And I tell you what, I got home and I crashed really. 1:30 I was in bed, and I got up at 8 this morning to go and I have a run around the city, and it was really cool. It was balmy, it was nice, and I said to myself, wow, if this could just stay for the rest of the day. As you mentioned, it's a public holiday here, but you would not know when you went out there. People were going about their business. Yes, not as many trains were on the line as you would on a normal day, but it was really cool. But my goodness, by the time it got to about 1 o'clock, it started to feel really, really uncomfortable again because of the heat. And as you rightly say, it's not just the heat, it's humid, it's hot, and the air that you're blowing is still hot as well. So it's really, really uncomfortable at times.
yeah, because I'm told that most companies and public places, including private institutions, are closed today. So I suppose people
Yes.
are probably. And she said, I'm being told that last year September it was cooler. Actually, it's fall in Japan right now, but it feels like summer. That's what I'm being told.
Yeah, that is so true. That is so true. And everybody you run into, they talk about the heat. But I checked it before I came here, and somebody said, Wayne, you're going to feel very uncomfortable with the heat when you get here. In fact, I mentioned it before, and I'm going to say it again. Tokyo, Japan, actually, generally, not just Tokyo, experienced its warmest summer since 1898, and I think that's a story.
Okay.
Put your money in motion. Drive VMW. VM Wealth Management. Transform your everyday.
The time by VM Wealth Management is
6:01 a.m. Okay, we're back with you. We just had to take a time signal there. Yeah, so because over here it's unseasonably hot today, or humid, and I'm being told that it's maybe another indication of global warming because, as I mentioned before, it's actually fall in Japan where it's usually a lot cooler, but the humidity is extraordinary based on what I'm being told.
Yeah, it is really bad. It is really bad.
Yeah.
Everywhere around the city you walk, people have those little, there's miniature fans that you're seeing people with now, right? On the train, on the road, wherever you go, you see people with them. It's really, really, really hot.
All right, cool. So we'll go back. We're going to take a leave you for a second and go back to the next race in the 400-meter hurdles,
Which is about to go off now.
Yeah. Clark did not make the automatic qualifying spots. I'm not sure.
No, he didn't. No, you're sure about that one? No, he didn't. And as you saw, he was looking agonizingly at the big screen to see what time he did, and more importantly, if he got into the semi-final automatically. There's still more to go, so let's see where he'll end up. But at the minute, he's not amongst those who have qualified automatically.
So-
and we're waiting to see him come around. I see he isn't around as yet. In fact, let me see if he's coming up. No. So they're both out there, hoping to have a chat with them. But I don't know. Rashawn was looking away to his left when somebody else was trying to pass him on his right.
On his inside.
And you wonder that a rookie mistake. Yeah, I don't understand it. It brings back memories of Asafa Powell. I think it was in London in 2012 or London or somewhere where he almost missed the final by just looking away to one side when somebody else was passing on the other side. There's a schoolboy. There was a rookie mistakes. And I was wondering why Russian Clark was looking away. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, it seems as if, and he was completely unaware. I'm not quite sure how impactful the noise in the stadium is, where he probably was unable to ascertain whether or not he was, being challenged from the outside. But it looked like to me when I saw it initially, I was like, why didn't he just push to the line, or maybe just ran out of gas? One of the things that I don't know. I mean, Roshan started the season really strongly. And I know he had that injury in Miramar, but but he came back and looked pretty decent at the national championship. So it's almost like he's taken a backward step. I'm not sure if there were any subsequent injuries between now and national championships, but certainly they haven't looked particularly good. Neither did Asini Wilson, who looked completely out of sorts in his heat.
Yeah, I'm tempted to say Leighton, that since breaking the world junior record, Rashawn has not kicked on. But then you have to argue that against the backdrop of him having to compete against the three greatest athletes ever to do this event, and they're all within his age group, give or take maybe 2 or so years on Karsten. But those are the three best ever to do it: Alison Rye and Karsten, and those are the people that he's up against. In fact, at one stage he finished 4th at a world championship. And when you take those 3 out of it, you'd have been a gold medal winner. So to say he has not kicked on is true, but it deserves a bit more explanation. And you just get the impression that while those 3 are ascending, he's maybe, I wouldn't say descending, but he's
stalled.
Right, at the very same level where he was.
Yeah, but here's how I classify it. You have to use the metrics to guide the conversation with. Since he ran 47.34, he's not gone faster or even close to that time since. And he did it as an under 20 athlete, which you would think now that having gone 2 years beyond that he would at least be a consistent 47 runner. He's not doing that. He's more closer to 49 than to 47, which suggests that either there have been injury issues that we're not aware of, or maybe the program that he's on from Achilles Stewart needs to be tweaked or needs to be amended somehow for him to then make that forward step. Because one of the things that I've seen very often with Jamaica, a lot of Jamaican athletes, and this is not about any one coach or any one program or any one system, but oftentimes they hit a peak early in their careers, and you would think, as you mentioned, would then be able to kick on meaning becoming more consistent at that standard, but that's not happening. And you have to wonder whether or not their training programs need to be tweaked or need to be redesigned to accommodate for growth, physical growth, and any idiosyncrasies that might come up in terms of the ability to handle pressure, all of these little things that go towards making an athlete a complete athlete. I'm going to have to probably try and find out something from Achilles Stewart when I get back to Jamaica about what it is that they need to do. But let's get back to the next heat, Wayne. to win in Tokyo.
Thank you very much, Leighton. Of course, I've seen you with me. I've seen a commiseration. You didn't get into the semifinals of the from your heat in the 400 meters hurdles. Tell us about the race.
Well, it's not really a tight race, but in the field, at one point when I reached to the 200, I tried to move, but there's no response. So that's why I couldn't go any further.
If you just put the microphone here, I'm clear. It's clear that you're disappointed, and you're all to be disappointed.
Yeah.
But what was your season telling you coming in? Roshan, could you just stop by here for a quick chat with us as well? We're joined by Roshan. Go ahead, Asini.
Well, the season was going so great for me, but it reached a point where I started to feel an effect of sickness. So I was in Europe then. I went home bleeding. So when I come back, I get a scan done, and then the result is that I have to get a surgery done.
What caused the bleeding? What caused the bleeding?
It's a stuff like polyps, some stuff like that causing shorter bits, and a lot more. Yeah, it's 5 problems, but I don't remember the rest.
So did they call for immediate surgery and you put it off until after the Worlds?
No, they told me that I could go, but I had to take medications. Yeah.
So you're taking medication now as we speak?
Yeah.
So when are you going to do the surgery?
As soon as I went back home, if I got the help.
When you say the help, put the microphone up a little more. When you say the help, what do you mean?
I don't really want to say much, but
you might get the help by saying much. You never know.
It's when I went to the private doctor. He said that it will cost over 2 million, or if I went to the hospital and get it done, I will pay less.
Yes.
Yeah.
So have you started putting plans in place to get that done?
Well, not really.
Something has to be done about it. You're a national representative, and if you need help, you should get help. And I'm happy you said it.
Yeah.
And I can't promise you that we're going to take on the cause for you.
Yeah.
But I hope the people who matter are hearing you and you're able to get that surgery done as feeling. All right?
Yeah.
Good. We'll be in touch with you. I can promise you that much.
Okay.
All right, Roshan, if you could just hold this. Yeah, you're in, but you did it the hard way. You sat there. I got it. Yeah.
I'm in.
No, I know you're in. I know you're in.
I'm telling you, I'm in.
I know you're in because we saw it came up. But before that, so
Okay, let me tell you what guys happened. So I calculated the race based off it's the first round. I mean, general inquiry about the first round. The first round is normally a round to get you ready for the next round. I run a very pretty decent 300 as you see. I came off the 8th hurdle in the pack. In the home straight, it's top 4, right? So I come off the 10th hurdle. I look. I didn't see the guy when I looked to my right. I was in 3rd when I looked to my left, right? So I'm trying to go through the line as comfortable as possible. But then I trying to keep going, and I see this guy dive past me like straight. I messed up just now. But I'm in, and typically the second one will definitely be the
let's rush on.
I mean, it's no risk.
That's the important thing. But you answered the question for me because we're going to ask you, why were you looking to your left? The person on the right came in.
Okay, that's the thing now. I was just trying to go through the round as easy as possible, use less energy as possible, right? Trying to conserve for the next round. But as you see, everybody's trying to get in. I should have seen that coming because I watched the first couple of races and I see a couple great competitors fail and didn't make it. So I should have known to run to the line.
What's great about this, Roshan, that you can take responsibility, you recognize what you did not do right. And it should be
you have to do what you got to do. I mean, it will be fixed in the second round, I promise.
Get some rest, bro. And
Thank you so much.
Okay. Roshan Clark there, guys.
Yep, absolutely. And one of the things that I just like, and you alluded to it, Wayne, is that he was able to take responsibility and learn from it. So let's hope that he does better in the second round. Are you sure he's through? I'm waiting for the results to come up on the page.
Yeah, man, he's through. Yeah, he's through.
Okay, so he and Malik James Kings are through. An interesting story breaking their win about Sidney Wilson's struggles there. Polyps, it has something to do with his lungs? I'm not hearing Wayne.
Hello.
Yeah, are
You
you
hearing me now?
I'm hearing you now. Yes.
Right.
The polyps. Is it something to do with his lungs?
Yes, it has something to do with his lungs.
No. Yeah.
Yeah.
If you're a quartermile or hurdler, that's a significant injury issue.
All right, so
there.
look at the qualifiers. Let's have a look at it.
I don't see Russia. Clark. I see-
No. We have another big page to come.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Yes. We're just waiting because he told me he's in. I seen he told me that Rashawn is in as well. When it came up initially for the automatic qualifiers, he was not there. And so do we have another? Yes, he's in. There he is,
Okay. Yes, he's
48,
there.
83.
He's in, man.
Yeah,
Right
he's
there, qualifying time.
just made it.
Yes. So you see he's in.
Okay, so Malik James King and Rashawn Clark are through to the semi-final
Right.
round, and so
Well,
good news.
what he explained was that he planned the race in a particular way, and it was going well for him. He said the only thing he did was to make that rookie mistake of not being aware of where he was in the race as opposed to where his competitors to the right were in the race. He kept looking away to his left. And the good thing is that he picked it up. He didn't even allow me to ask him the question. He went straight into it because clearly it was resting on his mind. Clearly he knew he did something wrong. And sometimes the best way to deal with it is to just let it out, talk about it, and then move on.
Yep. Wayne, we're gonna take a break, so we'll come back to you after on the other side. Okay.
You're listening to Nationwide 90 FM. The time is
6:19 p.m. So AM. You have been confused though. 6:19 a.m.
Decorate like a designer with BH Paints. The temperature brought to you by BH Paints is
Kingston 28 degrees, Montego Bay 28 degrees Celsius.
For over 30 years, Chris and Charles has been financing your goals, dreams, creating your great moments. Celebrate the occasion with us. Borrow $1 million, pay less than $25,000 monthly, and get 30% off your processing fees. No guarantor needed. Call 876-920-4189 or WhatsApp 876-838-9028. Conditions apply. When you think loans, think Chris and Charles.
Have you ever been to a store and felt right at home? The minute you entered, you knew that's where you were meant to be. Picture it. The dedicated warm staff greet you with a smile, show exceptional professionalism, and still make you feel like family. Everything is catered to you. You know you're getting the best, because to them, you're the best. That's the New Walters Pharmacy, 18 High Street, Black River. Call 965-2264 or 476-3939. The New Walters Pharmacy. Pharmacy, everything exceptional.
Welcome to Nationwide's live coverage of the 2025 World Championships in Tokyo, Japan.
Yeah, so we're back here on Nationwide's coverage of the 2025 World Athletics Championships in Tokyo, Japan, with the news that Rashawn Clark and Malik James King have advanced to the semifinals of the 400-meter hurdles. Of course, Rashawn Clark made it only just after finishing 5th in his heat, when he was comfortably 4th before he was passed on the line. But he's through as one of the fastest non-automatic qualifiers. Malik James King was 4th in his heat in 48.27 seconds, in what was another close finish because the last 3rd, 4th, and 5th were accredited with the same time. They were separated only by thousandth of a second. Wayne is still on the line with us. Wayne, of course, the long jump is in progress. I realize that Tajay Gale has leaped out to 8.07 meters. The qualifying standard is 8:15. Can you give us any update as to what Kerry McLeod and others are doing? Have they jumped yet?
Well, this is what we have here as a monitor in the broadcast area that we have, and somebody was using it, so I can now have a quick look to see what they're doing and bring you up to speed with what's happening. Are you through with this, my friend? Are you through with this? You're good now? Because I want to move it on to the hurdles, to the long jump. Hold on there, Leighton. Let me just get a quick look at this to see where they are. So the men's long jump qualifying, I'm bringing it up. And so Kerry, well, quickly, just give me a chance. The men's long jump, 7 meters 89. Nicola Williams.
In the first.
Let me look here. I'm just trying to bring this thing up. Let's see. Okay, so Carey. I don't have him registering a jump here. He's followed up on his first. That's I have here. And let's see if they have an update on it, because there's. Oh, this is live, so it's not an update. What did you see? Leighton? Sorry about that.
I think we saw Tajay Gill hit 8.07 meters.
Oh, it's Tajay. Oh, you said eight. Okay. And if you hit 8.17 meters, as you say, I'm not seeing it register here on my management. Well, Carey is followed up on his first. Where's Tajay? I'm not seeing Tajay, so maybe it is not yet registered on this monitor here. But I've seen Williams and I'm also seeing Carey. Well, the leader so far is, not surprising, Militiades Tentoglu from Greece with 8 meters 17. And here is another Bozidar Zabaduk from Bulgaria. He has done 8 meters 04. And I'm still trying to find Tajay's jump. I'm not seeing it registered on this. So we'll just have to wait. And I'm going to give you a shot of it. There it is. There's the monitor. So I'll move it up and down. Not seeing anything from Tajay just yet. So I'll wait on that one. Maybe you're getting a quicker thing than I am, but this is what we are so far. Let me click over here to, okay, so now it is 8 meters 07 for Tajay, and it has him in third at the minute, 8 meters 07 on his second. He did 7 meters 82 on his first jump, and that's what we have so far here from the Jamaicans as far as the men's long jump qualifying. Of course, the automatic qualifying mark, 8 meters 15, or at least the best 12 qualifying getting into the final, and that will be in 2 days' time. So let's see.
All right. Let's jump over to the live feed now for the first heat of the men's 110-meter hurdles.
and we've done the business in the first round heat of the 110 meter hurdles here in Tokyo. Things are looking up for you. If you could just hold this and yeah.
Yeah, man. First of all, I give God thanks. I mean, came out your intention to go through each round, so I got through the first round. So tomorrow, work starts tomorrow because the semifinals into the finals, and then on the podium is aim.
Yeah. In events like these, I mean, race awareness, where you are in the race is important. And once I was watching and I was like, what? I'm not there enough to sort of a tussle up with people.
No, I have to just trust the process. I've been working on something, so I have to keep trusting the process and hope that it works out in the end.
Yeah. What's your realistic expectation coming into Tokyo?
Definitely the podium. That's my only expectation. I'm not here to participate.
And you won't say which one of the steps you're going to be on.
Yeah, I'm here to win. Definitely here to win. So
yes,
I mean,
and you really feel you have it within you to
yeah, I do.
it.
I feel good. I feel in shape. So just have to trust God timing and just go there and do my best.
It feels like a long season, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's okay. I mean,
you can split. Man, I like the confidence. All the best.
All right.
Orlando, take care, brother.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man.
Orlando Bennett, of course, outstanding young athlete from a Calabar High School standout, of course, a very hard worker, based on what I've always been hearing about his preparation. He doesn't take things for granted. And we're going to take a quick break right now and come back to you with more here from the World Championships in Tokyo.
Truth is, you can live life to the fullest with HIV. This time signal is brought to you by the Ministry of Health and Wellness. The time is
6:49 a.m.
JPS and Partners Cooperative Credit Union offers financial solutions for every stage in your life: savings, auto loans, mortgages, and more. The temperature by JPS and Partners Cooperative Credit Union, your financial partner for life, is
28 degrees Celsius in Kingston, 28 degrees Celsius in Montego Bay.
There's nothing sweeter than coming home to your loved ones, but one bad decision on the roadway can change everything. It's not just about debts. Some never walk again. Some can't work. Families are left struggling to care for loved ones and pick up the pieces. Jamaica, let's slow down on the road. Your life means everything to the ones who love you. A message from the Island Traffic Authority.
For all your electrical needs, visit ABC Electrical Sales. They stock a wide variety of electrical supplies, including plugs, switches, panel boards, and conduits, plus energy-saving fixtures. ABC Electrical Sales stocks brands like GE, Siemens, Philips, Cutler Hammer, and Allen Bradley. They also offer free island-wide delivery just to suit your needs. Visit them at Shop 8, Hagley Park Plaza, Kingston 10, or call 876-754-3714-5 or 876-754-3825-8. ABC Electrical Sales, for a better choice in the electrical business.
Do it for your best life, do it. Go check your HIV status, do it. So keep your life trending, no pretending. Me I tell yourself it, do it for you, do it for you. Every time you are link with a condom, coulda Ozzy, coulda wife, coulda be a random. Condom connect and protect your profile. Be your own fan, do it for your best life. Do it for your best life. Do it, don't put yourself at risk. Condom connect every time. Do it for your best life.
Welcome to Nationwide's live coverage of the 2025 World Championships in Tokyo, Japan.
Welcome back. Of course, we have some good news to tell you. The Tajir Gale, 8 meters 28, has qualified for the final with a massive leap of 8.28 meters. And Nikolai Williams as well has just hit the qualifying mark of 8 meters 15.
15, yeah.
So, or is it 8 meters? Yeah, 8 meters 15 is the qualifying mark.
And the qualifying distance is 8:15.
So he's also through to the final as an automatic qualifier, without us waiting to hear or see what Kieran McLeod is able to deliver, and hopefully we'll have three Jamaicans in the finals.
Yeah.
So is Wayne still with us?
You think we can probably sneak something out of this event?
Okay, Wayne, back to you, Wayne.
With him. Yes, Mario, congratulations on getting into the next round.
Thank you. Very messy race, so I'm just going to look forward to it, talk to coach, and get ready for the semis.
Yeah, Orlando Bennett was here cheering you on.
Yeah, appreciate that.
Yes, man. I'll make it quick because we're going over back to the live feed. Thanks a lot, though. All right, thank you. Yes.
All right, Wayne. I'm gonna talk to you off here because there's some developing information coming out of that Asini Wilson interview that you just did. Great work, and I think it's beginning to bear fruit. So we're gonna talk to you off the air once we get an opportunity. Okay, Wayne?
Okay, no problem.
All right, so let's go over to the next heat of the men's 110-meter hurdles. This is heat number 5 of 5.
For the Indian national record holder. Antonio Alcana of South Africa goes in lane 5. He's their national record holder. And Grant Holloway, the defending champion, in a flawless indoor season as normal, and then an uncharacteristically shaky outdoors for Grant Holloway. Let's see what he's brought here to Tokyo. Rachid Murataki, the poster boy of this championships, is all over the city. He was 5th in Paris and then lowered his personal best to 12.92 a month ago. Isamani Jumo of Guinea-Bissau goes in lane 8. And Jeremy Lararadus of the Mauritius in lane 9. So test for Grant Holloway. The Americans have looked a little bit shaky here this evening so far. Youngster Jacoby Tharp getting the job done, but he looked tense. Cordell Tinch did not look the athlete he's looked in the last couple of months, but he got the job done as well. Now, Grant Holloway, it all started going wrong in the Chinese Diamond Leagues. There was just absolutely nothing there when he went to put his feet down. Flashes of encouragement when you look at Grant Holloway. Just in his last few races, he was 2nd in the Celestia Diamond League.
Mason, Demaria Prince, and of course Orlando Bennett. Tyler Mason is the fastest through to the semifinals at 13.17. Orlando Bennett second fastest, 13.20, and of course Demaria Prince is at 13.31. He is for to also qualify in the top 4 of his heat. So all 3 Jamaicans are through to the semifinal. If you remember, our national champion, and of course the man who got bronze at the Olympics last year, Rashid Broadbell, was unable to participate at the national championships because he injured himself in warm-up and had to undergo surgery on a damaged Achilles tendon. So he's out, but so far these 3 gentlemen have been representing really well in his absence. And of course for Tyler Mason, listen, I have a soft spot for that young man because he was an outstanding, and still is an outstanding hurler, but he was at Jamaica College. He was among the very best at the high school level, and he's had many, many years of injury issues, that has stalled his development, but he's never given up. And I think what we're seeing here now is that he's finding breakthroughs at the highest level, because he's winning his heat at a global championships, something that he probably would not have thought possible just a few years ago. So congratulations to all three gentlemen, but a special congratulations to Tyler Mason. Continue to do good work, and I'm sure his family and supporters are ecstatic at this moment, seeing that performance in the heat where that featured the defending world champion Grant Holloway, who has been, and to be fair, has been having his struggles this season. But winning that heat in 13.17, the fastest time going into the semi-finals.
But it is trying to understand. I mean, Holloway led up to probably hurdle 5, hurdle 6, thereabout, and just faded.
That's where he's
and I don't believe it was just qualifying. I think he was genuinely beaten.
Yeah, he's struggling all year.
Yeah,
He's been struggling all year, and but even when he's at his best, he's vulnerable over that last three
hurdles.
If you remember back in
tend to hit them or something.
Or he slows down significantly. Because if you remember back in 2021, that's how Hansel Parchment caught him and beat him on the line. And of course, Ram Lawler Levy was third in that race as well. And if you look at when Rashid Broadwell has beaten him, every time Broadwell gets him at hurdle number 7 and pulls away.
They normally catch him down at that point.
So,
but that's something that can be corrected easily. It's surprising that he's still struggling with such that part of the race.
All right, so let's go over to Wade now. I think he has one of our athletes with him.
It's Tyler Mason. He just walked into a shot. Tyler, congratulations on getting through to the semifinals. You won that heat in the end quite comfortably. The world champion and Olympic champion was in that one as well. How did that make you feel?
Well, I mean, it's just about staying committed to the task. So it's all about getting through the round. So I'm just here to do that.
It was a tough year for you last year. This year, the sun is shining much, much, much brighter on you. What else can you promise us going forward tonight?
Well, I'm not a guy to make promises, but as I said, I was trying to get through the rounds and the finals. We see it go.
You're competing. You've competed as junior and you've won medal at the World Juniors. You're in the big stage here at the World Championships. It represents major progress for you, isn't it?
Definitely. It's been a rough couple of years, so just have to keep pushing, and I'm seeing the results, so I can't complain.
A lot of people in Jamaica are happy for you, like Jamaicans overseas as well, because they recognize the talent from JC. Which year you won the silver at the World Juniors? You remember?
2014.
2014?
Yeah.
All right. So a young man ran in the second heat tonight, and he's through to the semifinals. His name is Bolachon from France. He was the one who beat you in that final.
Yes.
And guess what he did? He broke the world junior record in that race. He took the world junior record to beat you. I'll never forget it, Tyler.
Definitely.
I've been following your career since. And last year, I was crestfallen for you when you didn't make it.
Yeah.
This year, I'm happy to see you back on the biggest and the grandest of stages. What are you going to be doing between now and the semi-final, bro?
Well, it's just to recover and just, as I say, get my mindset back right and just go through the rounds. It's all about getting to the finals right now. So just have to stay focused.
And you look good and keep doing it.
Yeah, man. Thanks much.
Okay, so that's Tyler Mason there. When, of course, I missed the opportunity. I wanted to give him my regards, because I've been in touch with him, did a couple of stories with him earlier this year, talking about his challenges and, of course, his ability to rise above each of those challenges each time. Just missing out on the national team, the last two major championships, and of course now in the championships, and doing well.
And I was fortunate to be the head coach for that team in Eugene in 2014.
Well,
Jamaica, let's make road safety a priority. Slow down, stay focused. Remember, every life matters. The time brought to you by the JIS is
7:02 a.m.
If you need to build it, plumb it, weld it, pave it, or power it, National Supply has it. Get the best brands for the job at Jamaica's Industrial Hardware Superstore, Kingston Normal Bay. The temperature by National Supply is
holding steady at 28 degrees Celsius in both Kingston and Montego Bay. Okay, so Wayne, do we still have Wayne online?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, Wayne, it's all yours now. Go ahead.
Yeah. Every time I see Bolachon, I see Tyler Mason. Every time I see Tyler Mason, I see Bolachon. I'll never forget that 2014. Mikey, famously just said, he was the head coach of that team. It was a brilliant team. I think it is the same year that the youngster from Wolmer's, then a youngster, I hope I'm correct, I was saying Jaheel Hyde was also in that, and he won a gold. I can't remember, but I seem to remember that happening as well. It was a brilliant.
Surprisingly, we were discussing that just before you came on, and here you are bringing it up. Yeah.
Yeah, it was a brilliant group of youngsters in that
Definitely.
one. Some real fire. Yeah. So I'm really
Manly.
happy for Tyler, man. Yeah, man. Right. I'm happy for Tyler in particular. He's really, really endured some really, really tough times, and to see him on the grandest of stages here tonight, it's really, really, really encouraging, and it warms my heart. And from a personal standpoint, yes, I know I'm here operating as a journalist, but I'm human as well. And when you look at what this youngster has gone through and to where he's been now, you just have to be very happy for him. Like, you're happy for all the Jamaican athletes, but there's something about Tyler Mason, a really cool guy, a really chill guy, man.
Listen,
and I'm
man,
happy for him.
one of the most humble young men you would ever find, and very practical and pragmatic in dealing with his circumstances, because his circumstances have not been easy. I can't say publicly what those issues are because those are private matters, but one of the things that I do know is that he's been through a lot. Many people in his situation would have given up a long time ago, and he has persevered, and now he's beginning to reap the benefits of that perseverance, and I'm really proud of him, really happy for him, and I hope he goes all the way to the final and probably ends up on the podium.
I don't know what to read into this. Teje, while I was talking to Tyler, he was passing by and I stopped him and I said, let's have a chat. And he said, Wayne, I'm sorry. I've cramps. I'm not feeling good, and he walked fast.
Yeah, but he hit the qualifying mark, so maybe he's just going to try some recovery. 8 meters 28, big jump for him. It's
the best jump. The best jump so far of all the qualifiers.
Yeah, so I'm happy for him. So let's hope that Kerry Lee Ricketts can sort out whatever it is that's going on with him, so that he'll be prepared to come back strong for the finals.
All right, what do we have now? The women are up. For semi-final 1 of 3. I'll give it back to you guys.
All right, cool. So let's go right over to the commentary team over there in Tokyo. Daniel Williams, the defending champion, is back into the final. However, Akira Nugent and Amoy Brown are out. Akira Nugent had that terrible last half of her heat. I think she hit hurdle number 8.
Yeah, beat the hurdle 8 or 9. Since she didn't hit the hurdle, it's a case where she...
Yeah, so let's go over to Wayne and hear what who he has with him.
She got in. Yeah. Did you get it, Akira? Akira, you're crying. What's up? Sorry about that. Wow, I hate to see people cry. Honestly, I really do hate to see people cry. Oh, wow. I'm getting really soft at this job now. I never normally react this way, But I know how hard she works.
You're getting
Amoy, I'm sure, commiseration to you as well. You didn't get into the final. But you can't help also but to feel really, really sorry for Akira as well.
It's the what you go out there and give. It's not only, you're working for yourself as well, but we're also one team. So, even experiencing my problem that I didn't make the finals and she's experiencing the same thing, I know how she feels. But as for me, it's a learning experience for me. And I would say I'm sad, yes, but based on off where I'm coming from to be here is a blessing as well. So I'm not upset. I'm also grateful, but, there's work to be done, so I'm okay.
Mm-hmm. And that's good to hear that you're pushing along despite. But you did mention that experiencing problems like you're experiencing your problem. Let's talk about yours and not hers, because you can only represent yourself. What issues you're experiencing?
Right now, I've been good so far because for the national championship, for the trials in Jamaica, I was injured for the latter part and I got 2 weeks worth of training going into the championship. So pushing through that to make the team. And then struggling with the injury, even base training in Europe, it has been not only a physical strain, but also a mental strain, but to lead up to this point to make semifinals is a huge blessing for me. I know what I've been through. I know the psychological issues that I've been through, like, the stress, mental, just balancing everything. It has been a lot. And I'm so happy that I get to finish the season regardless if made finals or not. But I'm so grateful. People who know the backstory would understand, but I'm blessed to be here.
And Moy, I don't know, but what do you think? Whatever the struggles are, your personal ones, what do you think you're going to need to, at the very least, start to address them? What do you need?
I need to work on myself. Let's say that, because I can beat myself for the fact that I have taken, words a bit too serious and people's actions a bit too serious. And I have to realize that people always choose themselves. So I have to choose myself as well. I have to put aside what people have to say and basically how I feel as well, because even sometimes going through the injuries, feeling pain, you have to put that aside. So I have a lot to work on, but I think I'll write that down for the books for next time, just to keep my mental health top tier, just like the training, the injuries moving forward.
I get a feeling you feel like sometimes you can't bother with it and it's not worth it. Do you sometimes?
Honestly, at some point between the past 2 years, I lost my love for the sport because, listen, being at a certain age, you have people depending on you, looking to you for help, and then you're not meeting what's required to help them.
Yeah. Can I keep my It's a tough sport. I mean, you've got a shoe contract, do you?
No, I haven't. For the past 2 years, I've been struggling at tore my knee in the heat at the trials last year. The year before that, my best time was 12.51, and last year I had a bad season. So this year I injured as well. So for the past years, it's been up and down. I don't have a contract or a shoes contract, but I was working towards it, even though I'm disappointed this year. But I don't know what God has in store for me, so I can't complain. But I do not have one at this moment.
And I hope you don't mind me asking you these things, because I follow the sport and I've been around. Yeah, I've spoken to Bridget with regards to you, so I kind of have an insight into. And I think what you athletes sometimes need to do is to talk. You just never know. Just talk, because I understand your situation as well, and it's really tough to see you put on this black, gold, and green, and people see you on television and think it's all hunky dory when it's really not. They don't even know the pain that you go through sometimes to even put a meal on the table.
The truth of the situation is we have to be practical. Nothing given is nothing received, honestly. You can't, let's say, expect help and not having anything to show for it. I can say this year I didn't have any stats to my name, but I made a team. I won at the knockout champions and I made the semifinals. I've made improvement based on last year to this year. And even though to explain your situation, you have to understand the media. You have to understand people who have been working with you, not getting the results. You have to be careful of the things you say. Even when you're seeking help, you have to be careful of the things you say. Because even though you spoke about Bridget a while ago, she has been my rock for years. And when I say my rock, my career was basically in her hands this season. I can tell you that.
Yes.
But I wish I could go more in depth on how that lady has helped me. And she deserves her praises. And I wish I had made the finals where I could put it out there, just a bit more, because people need to know the person who have been sticking with me for years. Because it's frustrating investing your time, your money, your effort. Because, as you know, I'm not her child, but she has sucked for the past 4 years. Let me tell you, I've left the sport so many times, not because of wanting to walk away, but other persons who have invested didn't get the results, and you cannot blame them for that because, nothing given, nothing received. You can understand the exchange in that. So it's not a blame game, but for her to stick with me to this point, I wish I could tell you more.
I wish you could clear back. I know.
I wish I could sit and explain to you how that lady has saved my career. And even if after this, because as you asked me before about the shoe contract, I don't have, the support to move into next season. I don't have a contract. I don't have a shoes contract or a sponsor, but I don't know where the door is going to open. I don't know. I walked last season, didn't work out. Crying, asking to come back. This year coming back, making the semifinals, making the team. I can't say I'm not grateful. Even though it didn't go how I wanted to go, I've get to experience coming back here, being in Japan. You understand? So it's a huge blessing. And even if the road ends for me here, I can speak on my career that the lady that helped me, all the things that I pushed through to help me move forward in life, it's a whole story. And I'm sorry it didn't go the way that I wanted it to go. So help my mom, because I'm telling you honestly, if it was for me, to work for me, sounds crazy, I would have given up a long time ago. But most of the things that I've been through kept me grounded because of my mom. But it didn't work out, but...
Yeah. Please don't cry, please. I understand the situation with you. And you see the tears that you're crying now, a lot of people don't understand. And that is why I'm happy you're at least saying it now and you're talking about it. Because I know, which is why I'm prompted to put your story out there. I think we're obligated to do it. And you just never know who might be listening. And I've checked in on you many times, which is why, I'm so interested in it. You're a very talented individual, and I'm sure if you really had the help, just like a lot of them, you'd have gone more, because you've worked on next to nothing, shoestring, days without meals, and people just don't know. We sit in our living rooms at home and we watch Amoy and the rest on the track, and we laugh and we clap, and they just don't know when you leave the track, it's a different reality you're facing. Yeah. Because you can't be looking forward to a good off season, having worked so hard for the rest of the season. I'm going to let you go, Amoy, but I'm happy you talk to me. I just want you to stick around. Let's get off the air, and I'll talk to you a bit. Just stick around a bit. Gentlemen, that's Amoy Brown, a very outstanding talent who really just need the help. And believe me, she's just the tip of the iceberg when it comes to something like this. And I was tempted to do it because I know her story. I'm going to hand it back to you because I'm going to have a private chat with her now.
Okay, Wen, great interview, and I've great lot of information coming out there, and we'll have more to say about this on the other end of this break.
Sign up for the JN Money Card. It's safe, convenient, and free. The time by JN Money is
7:32 a.m.
Rent or buy your hurricane supplies from Total Tools. Visit 102 Main Street, Ochareas, 34 Slipe Road, Kingston 5, or Lot C6, Drax Hall, St. Anne's Bay. The temperature brought to you by Total Tools Jamaica is
29 degrees in Kingston, 28 degrees in Montego Bay.
Have you ever been to a store and felt right at home? The minute you entered, you knew that's where you were meant to be. Picture it. The dedicated one staff greet you with a smile, show exceptional professionalism, and still make you feel like family. Everything is catered to you. You know you're getting the best because to them, you're the best. That's the New Walters Pharmacy, 18 High Street, Black River. Call 965-2264 or 476-3939. The New Walters Pharmacy. Pharmacy, everything exceptional.
For all your electrical needs, visit ABC Electrical Sales. They stock a wide variety of electrical supplies including plugs, switches, panel boards and conduits, plus energy-saving fixtures. ABC Electrical Sales stocks brands like GE, Siemens, Philips, Cutler Hammer and Allen Bradley. They also offer free island-wide delivery just to suit your needs. Visit them at Shop 8, Hatley Park Plaza, Kingston 10 or call 876-754-371-4-5 or 876-754-3825-8. ABC Electrical Sales for a better choice in the electrical business.
Want to save money and still protect your engine? Get Chevron Supreme Sin Blend Motor Oil, the blue bottle with a silver stripe. Now upgraded to synthetic blend, so your engine runs cleaner, longer, and stronger. Now available island-wide at service stations and leading auto parts stores. Ask for Chevron Motor Oil, your favorite blue bottle with a silver stripe. That's Chevron Sin Blend, your engine good friend.
Reading. Want something really nice, thanks and please. Burger King, new cheesy fries, cheese and peas. Want something really nice, thanks and please. BK, new cheesy fries, cheese and peas. Cheese and peas, man, I like. I got my set when me taste the new cheesy fries. Just 5 bills with creamy cheese sauce. Or load it up your way, you are the boss. Everybody sing this part. Hey. Want something really nice, thanks and please. BK, new cheesy fries, cheese and peas. Get the new cheesy fries, limited time only at Burger King.
Welcome to Nationwide's live coverage of the 2025 World Championships in Tokyo, Japan.
Okay, welcome back to Nationwide's coverage of the 2025 World Athletics Championships. On just before the break, we heard a very emotional interview with Amoy Brown, who failed to advance to the finals of the women's 100-meter hurdles. She joined Akira Nugent, who also missed out. Akira Nugent, who has had a season's best of 12:30, ran 12:63 in her heat, and was not able to advance as a non-automatic qualifier. However, who is in the final is the defending champion, Daniel Williams, along with Masai Rossi, the Olympic champion, and Toby Amerson, the world record holder. And of course, we have Wayne with an update. Let's go over to him now.
All right, so I'm going to pan the camera to Amoy Brown. I took my phone out just now and I called Minister Olivia Grange, and she's on the phone with her right now talking. There she is. They're both talking on the phone now. And that's the update. This girl is crying. She can't even move from the spot that she was standing a while ago. And I took my phone out and I called Minister Grange, and they're both talking now.
Listen, Wayne, when you were doing that interview, I was filled with emotion because, like you, we are aware of the circumstances under which a lot of these athletes exist. Difficulty getting the proper nutrition, difficulty paying for coaches or masseuse, all the essentials that they require. And why is it so difficult is that there are a lot of people who sit behind their keyboards or on their phones and hurl disparaging remarks at these athletes when they don't live up to their expectations. Just to give you another example, just yesterday when Kishan Thompson finished second in the 100 meters, second, silver medal, and people are calling him a choker. Now, how does that make sense to anyone where you're the second best in the world and people are calling you a choker? You know, we have a fan base. I don't want to even call it a fan base. We have a base of people who their very existence is based on slating the athletes.
Minister,
this needs to stop.
So you arranged to meet you, Derek?
That's a serious point you have made there.
Let me say
you know, having seen these athletes getting up in the mornings at 4 o'clock, 4:30, 5 to reach to like some of those who, like the MVP people, who train like by 6 o'clock in the morning,
Well,
quarter
when I was
5:30.
training, I guess we're up at 5 o'clock.
Exactly. And they finish that, and probably like a breakfast later, and them have gym and thing for the day, and again, some of them just don't have it, and they go out there and give them all for this country. And some of us who believe that we know it all, them never ever play jacks.
Yep.
Or Dandy Shandy.
Listen, I have had the opportunity to go and buy food and take it to athletes because they had not eaten all day.
Thank you.
And when you're training as hard as track and field athletes train, you're pushing your body to the limits every
Hello.
day. You need nutrition. And if you're not getting it, you're not going to progress. In fact, when you're training that hard and you're not able to replenish your body, you have a tendency to break down with injuries. And a lot of people don't understand or don't take the time to understand some of these things. And it's very frustrating for the athletes because then when they don't deliver, they are fearful in anticipation of the public backlash against their non-performance. And, it's not just about that as well. It's about the ability to, you just heard Amar Brown say she does not have a shoe contract. So all of these things that they're working towards, because the objective is to get a shoe contract that makes your life a little bit easier, and they're not able to achieve those benchmarks. It's very frustrating. It's very difficult because your current circumstances are like a roadblock towards your goal, and then when you're not achieving those goals, it becomes even more difficult. So it's a very vicious cycle for the athletes.
Very much so. And back to Amai, I have watched her train in the mornings because I've been around, and just to hear what she's saying now, when you look back at training, then you probably understand some more. And kudos to Bridget Foster, who has been working with her, and the MVP family on a whole who have been trying with her. I mean, she was no big star, but they kept her and they keep working. Now here she is at the World Championship. I hope somebody realize her true potential and step in to give a helping hand to help her to get over to the next level, and being a finalist, not just a participant. And it's very emotional though.
Yeah, and
very,
when people see the athletes decide to take up an offer from another country, we say they're disloyal and they're this and they're that. Look, you can't take loyalty to the bank. You can't take loyalty to the supermarket.
And say my name is
loyalty to the masseuse.
And go to the bag of grocery.
Can't take loyalty to paying to your landlord. You can't take loyalty to all of the things that you need to be able to survive. It is people saying, why don't take a job? Do you know how difficult it is to get up at 5 o'clock in the morning, train until you're virtually dead, and then to try to get ready to go to work? I am telling people all the time, so you should try to get up one morning. Those who love to slate the athletes, get up one morning and get up and train till you are throwing up the bile in your stomach because there's no food in there, and then you barely have the energy to get back to home base and think. But let's talk about this. We'll have to take a break and come back here on Nationwide Radio.
Give up every illegal gun. Call the police at 119 or Crime Stop at 311. The time by the Ministry of National Security is
7:41 a.m.
For all your electrical needs, visit ABC Electrical Sales. They stock a wide variety of electrical supplies including plugs, switches, panel boards and conduits, plus energy-saving fixtures. ABC Electrical Sales stocks brands like GE, Siemens, Philips, Cutler Hammer and Allen Bradley. They also offer free island-wide delivery just to suit your needs. Visit them at Shop 8, Hagley Park Plaza, Kingston 10, or call 876-754-3714-5 or 876-754-3825-8. ABC Electrical Sales for a better choice in the electrical business.
Educators, it's your summer your way. Let's go. Upgrade your ride with the sweet summer summer sale from the JTA. Cooperative Credit Union.
Educators take the driver's seat with the sweet summer sale from the JTA Credit Union. Ride in style with a new car or take that well-deserved vacation with a personal loan. Low interest rates, flexible terms, and fast approval. It's your summer your way. For more info, call 876-618-1706.
The sweet summer sale from the JTA. Cooperative Credit
Serving
Union.
our members, impacting lives positively.
Have you ever been to a store and felt right at home? The minute you entered, you knew that's where you were meant to be. Picture it. The dedicated One staff greet you with a smile, show exceptional professionalism, and still make you feel like family. Everything is catered to you. You know you're getting the best because to them, you're the best. That's the New Walters Pharmacy, 18 High Street, Black River. Call 965-2264 or 476-3939. The New Walters Pharmacy. Pharmacy, everything exceptional.
Welcome to Nationwide's live coverage of the 2025 World Championships in Tokyo, Japan.
Welcome back to Nationwide's coverage of the 2025 World Athletics Championships in Tokyo, Japan. We just heard, within this morning alone, we've just heard two stories, one from Asinia Wilson and one from Amoy Brown. Both athletes who have failed to advance to the next round of competition. And in their post-competition comments to Wayne Walker, you heard the heartbreaking stories of what a lot of these athletes have to go through. Asinia Wilson talking about polyps on his lungs that require surgery. That's going to cost about $2 million Jamaican, or about just about $12,000 US dollars, $12,500 US dollars. That then you heard Amoy Brown talking about the challenges, the struggles that she faces to be the athlete she wants to be, the athlete that she aspires to be. And repeatedly, you know, I've said it on multiple occasions that we need to be a little bit more conscious and express, have a little bit more empathy for the athletes when they don't perform up to our expectations, because we don't know what they're going through. We don't understand the struggles that a lot of them face. There's an impression among many that all our athletes are wealthy and well-to-do. That's not the case, especially with in the current dispensation of track and field, where only a few athletes actually make the kind of money to be able to survive on, right? So when you're not, I think people just get when you just go and train and you go home and then what? You don't have to eat. You don't have to worry about utilities. You don't have to worry about
pay rent.
You have to pay rent. You don't worry about paying your masseuse because you might have a strain somewhere. You don't have to worry about a polyp on your lung. You know, these are the things that I've talked about ad nauseum.
And when you listen to the athletes who are presently in Tokyo, and you listen to their stories, it's not one, you know. It's not two, it's not three, many.
It's the bulk of them.
Oh gosh, man.
You know, a lot of these athletes, and even some of the ones that have contracts, they are not massive contracts.
No.
It's a contract that helps you
hand to mouth.
Yes, it's just basically to pay a bill.
Yeah.
So beyond that, you still have to live. You still have to have the basic amenities to be able to live comfortably.
And like you said, when we see athletes like those who say, boy, going Turkey and other places, you cannot blame them.
No. You can't. You know, you might feel like we're losing the talent, but that's the very reason why
I say nurses, teachers,
doctors,
everybody
goes
somewhere because of
seeking better opportunities.
Let us use Amoy case right now. She doesn't have a shoe contract.
Yep.
And she's struggling to survive, basically. Now, if another country comes and say, listen, I can do this for you and you do this for me. If that you're going to tell me no, she mustn't take it, and she must stay and suffer.
Yeah, I'm putting myself in her shoes. I said, where do I sign?
Thank you very much. Bring the thing, come.
Yeah, so the athletes are not there just for our entertainment. this is a profession for them. This is what they do for a living, and it's not a long-term career either. So when they are struggling through most of it, because Amari Brown's story is not just this year, it's been a number of years. It's been a long while. And the mere fact that she could make a Jamaican team to a major global championships, just like Tyler Mason, it's a major accomplishment. So there, when I tell people all the time that when we say a person doesn't win a medal and we think that they are failures, they are not failures. Getting into the global championships itself is a success that we should celebrate. But we only think that shiny things are the only things that we celebrate. No, the struggle and rising above the struggle is a bigger part of that celebration. That you don't understand what it means to these athletes when they win a medal at a global championship, what it means for their well-being. So if they're not able to achieve those goals, then the struggle continues. So we need to be a little bit more empathetic in terms of how we approach and view our athletes, especially those from third world countries. And I'll tell you what too, it's not just unique to Jamaica, for example. I know of a number of U.S. athletes in what is supposed to be the richest country in the world who are struggling just to make ends meet. Some of them are still crashing with families and friends just to be able to train without having to worry about rent and worry about transportation and all those things. So, we need to be more cognizant and aware of the struggles and the challenges. Not to say that it's unique to the athletes. There are a lot of Jamaicans who are struggling, but these are people who are ambassadors to our country. And whenever they put on the national colours and step on the global stage,
the amount of sacrifices that these athletes make to be where they are. One would not know. The average life of an athlete is not like the other person's, No. Them can't get up and eat any and everything. Them can't go partying, them can't go clubbing just like that. So, it's rough. It's rough.
And I know for people like me and you and people like Wayne who know these athlete stories, we know so many stories of struggle that we can't speak about publicly because it's not our place to do so. But so when I say all the time that we don't function like fans, we are wagonists. This is what I say.
Right across the board.
Because if we were fans, and when the minute an athlete makes a national team and puts on the national colours and steps out there on the public stage representing the country,
we're supposed to be here.
We are supposed to be 100% behind them.
Exactly.
And that is what it is. And that's how you become a true fan.
I mean, let me tell you, there are some stories, Ree Shelley, I would not say. When you're talking about struggling and certain things, I would not say. The only way I would do that if I was to write a book or something, I put in a little thing here. But there are certain things I don't say. Because honestly, it's very embarrassing and it really tells you about certain struggle and certain things. But It's rough, and
sometimes because you just heard Amari Brown kind of opening up, but not all the way to win, because I'm sure there are things that she cannot say.
Yeah.
So these are the things that are bottled up inside of these athletes, and actually helps to hold them back as well, because there are so many mental. She just heard her say it. The mental side of the thing is even a greater struggle than the physical part of it, because they have to keep all of these things inside. They can't tell people these things. So and when I go back and talk about sports psychologists as well, this is why I think
they need an outlet.
They need an outlet, because if you bottle up these things inside, eventually it manifests in negative ways for you,
and it will also affect your performance right away.
So you see, when I talk about these things, I'm not just pulling them out of the air. They are based on what I understand about how the lives that athletes live, and the experiences that they undergo. And when they go on and put on national cause, and the only reaction that we can give them is to criticize and characterize them in the most negative ways and denigrating ways. It's not good. It's not good. And that was an emotional moment this morning. I tell you, I had to hold back a lot of emotion.
That makes two of us. That makes two of us. Because when you know the person, it's so much different when you don't know them and hear, but you know the person, you see them operate and everything, and hear them speak like how she spoke this morning. Believe you me, man, it's touching.
Yeah, and the thing
It's
about
touching.
it, there's a point though that Wayne raised, and I think I agree with him to some degree, where I think the athletes need to do a better job of telling, not everything, but telling some of that
Expressing
story.
themselves, yeah.
Because when you tell some of that story, then you make people aware of what the reality is. It's not a life of honey and what they call it, milk and honey,
Milk and honey.
or in a bed of roses.
Yeah.
You know, it's a struggle. It's a constant struggle, and so you won't be able to tell everything because there are some things that you have to keep close to your
Definitely.
chest. But there are some things that the athletes can say that can have a positive effect in two ways. One, it takes the pressure off of them internally. One, and two, it might just reach somebody who is willing to help. Because on both occasions this morning,
I was about to say that.
We've gotten an immediate response to both of those circumstances.
And kudos to those persons who have responded.
Yeah, so so there is benefit to telling your story, and I know that we're in this country. We have a belief that we can't tell people our business. I don't think about telling people your business. Telling people parts of your life that are crucial to your progress and your success. Have people understand what you're going through, and there's always a good more
because you say understanding is key, you know.
Yeah.
Understand, because you see somebody going along and you feel that all is well, but when you get there, like listening to those athletes this morning, I mean, it's something else.
Yeah, because even for Akira Nugent, who this has been a difficult year for her in this sense. She's been running well. Okay, we are going to take a break and then come back on the other side and continue the discussion.
Burn Shack fried chicken always ready. Burn Shack, original crispy. Burn Shack, Cajun spicy. Burn Shack, a barbecue. Burn Shack, we are going Burn Shack.
The time brought to you by Burchak Fried Chicken in Montego Bay and Ocho Rios is
7:54 a.m.
At Hawkeye, our mission is to deliver cutting-edge security solutions to help you keep track of the things you value most.
The temperature by Hawkeye is
29 degrees Celsius in Kingston, 28 degrees in Montego Bay.
Jamaica's largest tile selection just got even bigger. Discover what's new at Active Home Center. With our latest arrivals, it's easier than ever to make your space truly unique. Explore ocean blues, botanical greens, and soft sandy neutrals that bring a calm, effortless vibe. From bold patterns to sleek, large format tiles in glossy or matte finishes, every room makes a statement. Shop now at Active Kingston and Montego Bay. Active Home Center. More savings, more choices.
Welcome back to Nationwide's coverage of the 2025 World Athletics Championships in Tokyo, Japan. Of course, I'm Leighton Levy, and with me in studio is Coach Michael Carr. Just to give you a quick update on what has happened this morning in case you're just joining us. All three Jamaican men are through to the semifinals of the 100-meter hurdles. 110-meter hurdles, sorry. Women run the 100-meter hurdles. The Jamaicans
not just going through, but on top of
yes,
it.
Orlando Bennett, Tyler Mason, and Demaria Prince all through. In the women's semi-final, though, the only one Jamaican has made it through. Akira Nugent and Amore Brown failed to advance. Akira Nugent was third in her heat in 12.63. Amore Brown finished down the track in her event and then told a very compelling, emotional story to Wayne Walker. But through is the defending champion, Danielle Williams, who is through and looking quite good. Pushing Mashai Russell all the way to the line.
All the way to the line. But she had looked good from the heats, you know. In my opinion, all three Jamaicans, she looked the best. So I'm not surprised that she's where she is.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know?
So, and of course, among the men, Tajay Gale, 8 meters 28, has advanced to the final of the men's long jump, as is Rakoy Williams. We're trying to get the results for Kerry McLeod to see whether or not he has advanced as well. I don't. Is Wayne still on the line? No, he's not on the line. But we're going to see if we can get those
But
results.
I'm just
for you.
going back to Akira. Two things of note. Okay, first, she stumbled coming off, I think it was hurdle 8 or hurdle 9, where she lost her balance a little bit. Now, that balance, that little shift is enough not to get her into the final. Because she ran, 1265 or something like that.
1263, I think it was.
Right, and she's much better than that.
Okay,
Yeah.
so the news is that Kira McLeod did not advance to the final of the men's long jump. Nikolai Williams, 8 meters 15 is through, along with Miltiadis Tentoglu, the defending champion, I believe, yes, from 2023. Yes, he beat Wayne Pinnock by 2 centimeters on the line. And of course, Tajay Gale, 8 meters 28, is also through to the final of the men's long jump. Kieran McLeod, I'm trying to find his exact result, but I'm not seeing it. But he apparently has not advanced to the next round. He jumped 7 meters 86 to finish 12th in his group, which is surprising because Kieran has been a consistent, 8 meter jumper.
Yeah.
But apparently did not put it together.
You see, again, it's not what you did before.
It's what you do now.
It's what you do on the day.
Yeah.
That's where it matters most.
So the defending the 2019 champion is through with the best jump of the qualifying phase, 8 meters 28. Of course, Tentoglu 8 meters 17. He's been not having the greatest of season. He had early in the season he jumped 8 meters 46. Tentoglu that is, but since that time he's struggled. So let's see how it works because Furlani 8 meters 07 also advanced. The automatic qualifying standard, by the way, is 8 meters 15. Furlani, who I actually picked to win the long jump, 8 meters 07, and he's through, along with Yahoo Shi of China, 8.08 meters is also through. So it looks on the evidence of the preliminary round of qualification, it looks as if the Jamaicans are in a good position to probably push on.
And then, you have to be in it in order to have a chance to win it.
You have to be in it to win it.
And with the jumps and the field events, apart from the high jump per se, you just want one good jump, a little wind or something, and that makes a world of difference behind your implement, whether it be the discus or not even the shot so much, but the javelin, things like that. And in the jumps, the horizontal jumps, one little thing, and that makes a difference.
Yep. Of course, on track now is the men's 3,000 steeplechase final, and before that was the 1,500 meters, the 1,500 meter semifinals. That those events went on earlier on. But coming up at 8:20, which is about 20 minutes from now, is the final of the women's 100-meter hurdles. Danielle Williams is in lane 4, right next to Grace Stark, and of course the world record holder Tomi Amasang with the Olympic champion Masai Russell in lane number 7. Nadine Visser is in lane 8. All of these ladies have run well this year. Danielle Williams comes in with a new personal best set earlier this season of 12:31. Grace Stark 12:21. Toby Amasang 12:24. Masai Russell 12:17. And Nadine Visser 12:28. So it's going to be, and of course also in the final are Devin Charlton from the Bahamas, whose time actually knocked out Akira Nugent.
Right, and she ran well too.
Yeah, and Ditaji Kambunji and Poland Pia Triskowska, sorry. So she's those are all 8 finalists, all 9 finalists are lined up for the final, with Danielle Williams, the only Jamaican in the final, hoping to be able to defend the title that she won in 2023.
What I'm hoping for is all these ladies, they hurdle clean, so we can have a good race. We don't want anybody leading and hit a hurdle and have to back off or anything like that. But
okay, let's go back to Wayne. Wayne is joining us again from Tokyo. Wayne, I was just saying before we spoke the last time, I really thought it was a really revealing interview with Amar Brown, and we're glad to know that at least some help, the minister is reaching out, and hopefully some help will be coming her way shortly. Of course, we also know that some help is also coming the way, or possibly coming the way for Asini Wilson. So good job on that and putting those stories out there and getting some immediate reaction.
Thank you so much. Well, as far as Amor is concerned, she spoke with the minister at length, and then they exchanged numbers, and the minister told her that as soon as she's back on the island, she could do a link up and see what they can do. And I'm gonna get Asini's particulars and pass it on to the minister as well. I've already reached out to Roshan to ask him to sort of put it together for me, so I should get it within maybe the next hour or so, and I'll pass it on to the minister.
All right.
Good job, Wayne.
Good news here, and of course, bringing those stories out, Wayne, is always important, and we can always talk about the performances, but before those performances can become possible, a lot has to be done in the background for these athletes to enable, first of all, more consistent performances.
The minister is calling me 1 second there. Sorry about that. Yes, Minister?
Yes.
Okay, no problem. All right. Yeah. Okay, I'm actually live.
Okay. Anyway, as we were saying, looking back at Akira again, the one-off races, she has done exceptionally well in those one-off races. And it happened last year at the Olympics, and it's happening again this year. When there are rounds, it seems that she has a problem coping with the rounds. I don't know.
I don't know, because remember she ran 12:24 the national championships a couple of years ago and set a national record at 12:24. So maybe it's more than just the rounds. Maybe there are other factors that impact her performance. We're going back to Wayne. Wayne, yes, you just spoke with the minister a while ago. Is there anything that you can report?
Well, I'm gonna read it cold, because she did say, Wayne, I sent you something. Feel free to reveal it if you want, and I think I won't. So I'm going to read it. It says, Wayne, thank you for calling and connecting me with Amor. Please assure her and all the athletes that I'm here for them. I'm here to support them, and I have a team and the support system in place for them. They should not hesitate to reach out to me at any time. I will respond and find a way to assist. Please convey on behalf of the government our love, respect, and appreciation for them.
Okay, that's
so. The coach, Wayne, can the coaches reach out to?
Well, I don't know if the coaches are willing to get their stories. Who knows? You have a story?
Many.
Well, you know what to do now, right?
Yeah. Okay.
You have the microphone in front of you.
Yeah, but
than them.
Yeah, but but good job on that. Of course, we're hearing that Kieran McLeod, we're seeing that Kieran McLeod is not through to the final. 7 meters 86 was not good enough for him to advance. Yeah. But Tajia Gale and Nikolai Williams are through into the final.
Leighton and coach, I stood in that mixed zone just now because I'm back in the media center waiting on the final. And I stood in that mixed zone, and while I was talking to him, Akira came up and she was hollering, she was crying buckets. And while talking to Amor, I had to divert my attention to calling Akira. And the more I call her, the more she was hollering down the stretch. And the lady came across and hugged her. And it was just it's just the number of things that are happening around the same time, with Asini and Amor, and then Akira came up in the passageway crying. It was just a bit in that moment. Mm-hmm. It was really, really a bit. So it was a sad all around, and that's not what I went down there for. But you never know where this job takes you, how you have to deal with it,
Yep, so it's what it is. But at least what we got is a snippet of what these athletes have to endure on a daily, monthly, weekly, yearly basis. It's compelling and it's heartbreaking in some instances when you hear the challenges that these athletes have to face on a daily basis in representing their country. So
Kakar made a good point. It's not just one. I was in London in 2012 at the Olympic Games. And I remember it like yesterday, Emancipation Day, August 1. I was over the media center and I messaged Asafa. So what's up? And he said, everything is good. And he said we could come and hang out at his place. So I went to the village and he and Michael Fraser were there in the room, because they were rooming. And Hussein and Maurice, the captain, was rooming, and beside them was Warren were. And I went into Asafa's room and we were chatting, making merry. And then a few days later, I was still in London. I think I was West Hampstead I was staying at. And he messaged me, the Olympics over now, and he messaged, and he said, are you still in London? I said, yes. He said, when are you coming back? And I told him, and he said, when you get back to Jamaica, don't even go home. I want you to come straight to my house. I have something, and walk with your camera and your microphone. And he didn't say what it was. And just like he said, when I landed in Jamaica, I went straight to his house. Called the cameraman, prepared him, I was elsewhere. And when I went up there, he said to me, you need something to eat? And I said, yes. Because I was really hungry, I was coming out the flight. And Asafa and I sat in his kitchen and he made food and chat and chat. You know what Asafa wanted to talk about? He was in the village and he got a chance to mix with a lot of the athletes. Dads Morgan was talking to Asafa in a casual way about the little that he has and how he's going to survive and the effort that they make to represent the country and the little they get back, not necessarily in terms of money, but a sort of lack of appreciation and so on. And Asafa is a millionaire. And Asafa took the time to listen. And you know what Asafa came to the house to do? He said, Wayne, this thing stuck with me from London until today, and I need to get it out of my chest. I need to tell the media, I need to expose to Jamaica what some of these athletes are doing. So I'm going back to Flipburger after being an Olympian in London for 2 or 3 weeks, the best time of their life. But they're going back and face it. And that's what he wanted to talk about. He wanted to talk about it because he heard firsthand in the village during that period of time, what was happening. When he's on the circuit running at the Diamond Leagues and earning good money from his sponsors, Nike and stuff, he was far removed from it, In the village, he met everybody. And they were just telling him their stories. Yeah. And so it's not today. It's really not today.
No, it's a lot. It's a perpetual occurrence in the life of anyone aspiring to become an elite athlete. It's a long, hard road, and sometimes when the athletes reach their goals, they are blooded, literally, mentally, and physically. And so when they perform, they're not going out there to try to achieve failure. They're trying to achieve success.
Yeah, nobody goes to failure.
And so when there are, these family circumstances, it's difficult. We're going to take a break and come back with more here on Nationwide Radio.
When you want the food and make the rice, well, just give me Kendall. When it's out, Kendel. Give me Kendall.
Another quality product from the CariMed Group.
Just give me Kendall.
The time by Kendall Foods, the taste of quality, is
8:10 a.m.
Success, powered by learning. The temperature, brought to you by Sandals Corporate University. Come grow with us, is
29 degrees in Kingston and 28 degrees in Montego Bay.
Want something really nice, thanks and please. Burger King, new cheesy fries, cheese and peas. Want something really nice, thanks and please. BK, new cheesy fries, cheese and peas. Cheese and peas, man, I like. I got my set when me taste the new cheesy fries. Just 5 bills with creamy cheese sauce. Or load it up your way, you are the boss. Everybody sing this part. Hey. Want something really nice, thanks and please. BK, new cheesy fries, cheese and peas.
Get the new cheesy fries, limited time only at Burger King.
Commercial spaces for you. Parks and attractions for you. Housing and residential developments for you. Beautiful rental properties for you. Improving quality of life through infrastructure development across Jamaica for you. The Urban Development Corporation, making development happen for you. Brought to you by the Urban Development Corporation.
UDC for you.
Now, PrEP makes it so easy. 1 pill before you link, prevent HIV.
PrEP makes it so easy. 1 pill before you link, prevent HIV.
You wanna do your thing with your queen or your king?
Or I get a little frisky that make you flex risky.
PrEP, are you extra bucketed?
To help you stay HIV negative.
PrEP makes it so easy. 1 pill before you link, prevent HIV. PrEP tablets available at your clinic from the Ministry of Health and Wellness.
Welcome back to Nationwide's coverage of the 2025 Olympics World Championships in Tokyo, Japan. I'm Leighton Levy, and of course with me in studio is Coach Michael Carr. The news is that all three Jamaican men have advanced to the semifinals of the 110-meter hurdles. Two men, Tajay Gale and Nikolai Williams, have advanced to the final of the long jump final, and Daniel Williams is in the final of the 100-meter hurdles that come up in just about 8 minutes from now. The final of the women's 100-meter hurdles, the final event on the day, of the evening session in Tokyo, of course, or this morning in Jamaica time. Daniel Williams makes it through as a defending champion, but of course the Jamaican national record holder, Akira Nugent, with a personal best of 12.24, ran 12.63 and was just outside of the non-automatic qualifiers, being bumped by Devin Charlton, the world indoor champion and world record holder, who ran 12.51, a season's best 12.51, to advance to the final as well. Kieran Nugent seemed to have lost her balance after the eighth. I'm not quite sure.
I think it's the eighth or the ninth hurdle. Yeah, man.
And it cost her a few fractions that now sees her sitting.
When you say with this quality field, you know.
Yeah, you can't afford
12.60 is going to be difficult for you to get into a final.
Yeah, and you can't afford to make mistakes.
No, there's no room for that right now.
So the list of the key players in this final actually is virtually everybody.
Yeah.
Right. That's Nataji Kambunji from Switzerland, Daniel Williams from Jamaica, Grace Stark from the United States, Toby Amerson from Nigeria, Masai Russell, the Olympic champion, Nadine Visser, and Devin Charlton.
Class field.
And some surprising absences. I mean, know Megan Tapper was injured. I do believe that if Meg was healthy, she would have been in the final. Of course, Jasmine Camacho Quinn is not at the championships, nor is Serena Samba Mayala from France, who is an outstanding hurdler, and I believe she was a European champion last year, I think. But despite the absence of those two ladies, the field is still significantly deep, because when you look at this, the Tajik Mbunji, I believe, is the European champion, or the European indoor champion, I believe.
Something like that.
Yeah, Daniel Williams, two-time world champion and 2019 bronze medalist. Grace Stark is one of the fastest women in the world this year. Toby Amerson is the world record holder and the 2022 world champion. Masai Russell is the Olympic champion and the world leader at 12.1.
Exactly.
Nadine Visser, who set a national record of 12.28 this year.
And many have her as a
dark horse.
As a dark horse
absolutely.
In this, you know.
And of course, Devin Charlton, the world indoor champion, two-time world indoor champion, world indoor 60-meter world record holder, and of course the Bahamian champion. So it's a deep quality field, and it's going to come down to who can hold their nerve best.
Execution.
Which is why I'm thinking, despite the quality of the field, that the 2023 champion has a strong chance of being on the podium again. And if she does that, I believe she will cement her place as Jamaica's greatest sprinter, at least for now, because she would have had 2 world titles and a bronze medal. And while her luck at the Olympics has not been great, but that's how it is sometimes. There are some people who just, for the Olympics, it just doesn't happen. But she's a 2-time world champion. She was a former national record holder. In fact, her record was 12:32, and Brittany Anderson broke the record and took it to 12:31, which is now her PB as well. And of course, Kira Nugent took it down to 12:28 and then to 12:24. So, it's going to be very interesting to see when that race comes up in about 4 minutes' time, how it will unfold and who will end up on the podium. We take another break and come back in time for the final of the women's 100-meter hurdles.
Are you living with HIV? It's time to access treatment, get back to business, and begin your path to a brighter, healthier future. The time, brought to you by Jamaica AIDS Support for Life, is
8:16 a.m.
Fontana Pharmacy has a wide variety of items from pharmaceuticals, household, cosmetics, toys, and more. The temperature by Fontana Pharmacy, it's all good inside, is
29 degrees Celsius in Kingston, 28 degrees in Montego Bay.
The Island Traffic Authority administers the provisions of the Road Traffic Act, which speaks to road and vehicular safety. The entity tests driver competence for the issuing of learner's permits and driver's licenses, in addition to testing vehicles for roadworthiness. We have 15 service hubs across the island ready to serve you. Visit our social media pages at Island Traffic Authority to learn more about our services. The Island Traffic Authority, steering safety, inspiring change.
This is Nationwide's Tokyo Did You Know Facts.
Did you know that Tokyo 2025 will be the third time the World Championship will be held in Japan? Yes, that's a fact. The championships was first held in Tokyo in 1991 and then in 2007 in Osaka.
That was Nationwide's Tokyo Did You Know Facts, brought to you by the Real Estate Board.
Welcome back to Nationwide's coverage of the 2025 World Athletics Championships in Tokyo, Japan. I'm Leighton Levy, and with me in studio is Coach Michael Carr. We're awaiting the start of the women's 100-meter hurdles. That will be the final event for the evening session in Tokyo, and that race features the defending champion, Daniel Williams, who is lined up against the world record holder in Toby Amerson, the Olympic champion, Masaya Russell, and the fastest woman in the world this year, and the world indoor champion in Devin Charlton, who is in the final. And she arrived in the final at the expense of Jamaica's Akira Nugent, who unfortunately clipped a hurdle late in her heat and ran a time of 12:63 and was sitting on the bubble right up until that final heat, where she then was bumped because Devin Charlton ran close to Daniel Williams and Masai Russell, who both ran pretty fast times. And of course Devin Charlton, 12:51 for third, bumped Akira Nugent off a lane in the final. And of course, we're going to go over now to our commentary team to take the final of the women's 100-meter hurdles. Kambunji, I mean, I know she's a quality hurdler, but to win, did not see that coming. But as we've discussed, if you run this race 8 different times, you probably had 8 different winners. And of course, Toby Amison, the 2022 champion, silver medal with Grace Stark, who has run well all season, picking up the bronze. Of course, Daniel Williams hit a hurdle early, I think it was hurdle number 2, and it cost her a possible medal.
And the thing about it was not just a clip.
It was a heavy hit.
And
she fell backward.
And Russell also hit a hurdle further down, and that. As we said before, now we were hoping that it would be a clean race, so everybody could execute as they should. But unfortunately, it's hurdles. This is like the relays, a drop baton, something like that, or a fumble. But it's unfortunate. But Kambunji,
congratulations. She'll have celebrations because her sister is pregnant, Mujinga, the European, the two-time world indoor champion, and of course the European 100-meter silver medalist. Of course, so she is celebrating twofold. But the Taji Kambunji 12:24, a new national record for her. It actually equals Jamaica's national record now set by Akira Nugent 2 seasons ago. And the silver goes to Toby Amison, the 2022 champion, who is the world record holder, 12:29, with Grace Stark, who has run 12:21 this year, but finishing third in 12:34. Daniel Williams finishing in 7th with 12:53. Outstanding performance. It was one of the events that I thought we could have medaled in, but I'm not surprised at the outcome because it was such a deep field and any number could play, so wide open race. And of course, it proved to be just exactly that. But so let's see, are we getting Wayne to have a discussion with maybe Daniel Williams or one of the winners, or
But it was a good race. But just unfortunate that mistakes were made, and mistakes always bring disaster at times. But congratulations to Kambunji. As you said, she was not penciled in to even be on the podium. You know what I mean? But here she is. Unfortunate for Daniel. Hitting the hurdle. Also Russell, because I had Russell. Honestly, I had Russell. I
thought she would have won. Her form this year suggested that. 12-17.
But then again, it proves that what you did is what you did.
Wayne has Daniel Williams on the line. Go ahead, Wayne.
Yes, and just as it's Daniel. She reminded me in Paris last year, and I'll never forget it. But just as she came into her shot, I'm just having to adjust my things. So I'll give her a time to pull her shoe down, and warm down those streets. Not gonna rush her. Just finish a high intensity race. Right, Daniel, you're now settled. What a career you've had. Not many people win 1 world title, let alone 2, and got into so many finals. But tonight, something didn't go well for you. I mean, you could point out a number of stuff because you hit a hurdle as earlier. You clocked a hurdle as well. Talk to me about the race.
I mean, I went for it. Truly and truly went for it. Tried to get it from the start. I know I got too close to the second hurdle. So I definitely didn't do what I was supposed to do off the first hurdle. And so that threw the race pattern off. I was out of it, and I think I fought hard to get back into it. Didn't give up, and disappointed obviously because everybody comes out here to win. But still giving God the glory. Brought me to another World Finals. I don't even know how much this is. And so it's been a wonderful career, blessed career. I'm very grateful to be here.
When an athlete tells me they went for it, you know what they're also saying to me essentially?
What?
That they knew they were in the kind of form to win it.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I put in the work. I know the times I was sitting in practice, and so I was confident in what I could come out here and do. And so I was like, last one, best one, put it all on the line. And sometimes when you put it all on the line, you kind of overcompensate a bit. And I feel like I did that just today.
Yeah. I mean, the event is so deep. I had Michael Carr and Leighton Levy back in studio in Jamaica saying, and quite rightly, if you run this race 8 times, you possibly get 8 different winners.
I mean, absolutely. It's so deep. If you line up 16 competitors, any one of the 16 could win. And so, it's a fun event. I'm blessed to be among the best competing still. I mean, I'm one of the older ones, and so still be able to make a world final is God's glory.
So you're heading home now for a well-deserved break.
Sure.
And I'm sure while you take that break, just like football managers in England, they go on a break, but they don't go on a break because they're already even in that vacation mode, still planning the season ahead.
I mean, there's not really any break. There's not really any break. I mean, you still have to keep your body in shape. Can't come back out of shape, so you still have to be working. So, yeah, it's not much of a break, but definitely gonna take a couple of days to decompress and get back into it.
Yeah. Do you look ahead? Are you one of those athletes who look not ahead but further ahead? Because my mind is going to 2028 in LA. I look how far I'm going, and then of course you have Beijing 2027. You're seeing just in front of you, or you're having plans for?
I 1 year at a time. I just do what's in front of me. This year is finished, and so it's me and coach will sit down and discuss. I'm not sure. I don't think there's any major championships next year.
No.
So yeah, we don't know.
Which is not a good thing, because you want to make sure that you the majors to keep you sharp, eh?
Yeah, I mean, but yeah, we'll see. I mean, I know there's an indoor. I'm not really a fan of indoor, but we'll see how that works out. And then we plan as look at the schedule and see, what makes sense.
What's your body telling you now, though?
My body's telling me that I'm hot and I'm sweaty, and I need to go hydrate and sit down.
Okay. Did you walk in any sauce?
A sauce? What kind of sauce?
Last year in Paris, you told me that you have some of the best sauce at home, and I asked if you're going to go.
No, sadly, I didn't think I had to bring any because I heard Japan and I thought sushi and ramen and all those things. So, but
you ever done sushi since you're here?
No.
You like sushi?
I do.
No, but there's somebody who likes sushi, not even one?
No, because, you have to stick to what is good and healthy to get your body ready for competition. You can't really veer out. Oh, here's the race. Let me see.
Oh, she's looking at the replay of the race.
Yeah, I heard it took me off, man.
Yeah.
Girl was fighting out. Heard it 10-2.
Since you're watching it now.
I mean, at this point in time, I was just fighting to get back, fighting to not come last, just fighting. So, I mean, I know the rhythm got thrown off badly at 32, and I was very much in last position. So I was like, all right, get back, see who you can catch. So, yeah, that was it.
But the cause was lost at some point.
Yeah, I mean, it's never lost until they cross the finish line. I mean, I know I wasn't winning, but wasn't trying to come last either. So, but yeah, I mean, congrats to the ladies out there just the same. They work just as hard and they're just as deserving.
Yeah,
so,
for sure. Could I ask you a personal question? Have you been paid for Grand Slam?
I don't think anybody has been paid for Grand Slam.
Not $1?
No.
Because the reason I'm asking not $1, I've heard the argument, but I've not had the opportunity to talk. Because initially we heard that the people from Kingston will be paid, and you are one of those who are Grand Slam winner from Kingston. So I just wanted to hear from not the horse's mouth, but from somebody's in it. So you have not been paid $1?
No, I don't think anybody has been paid from Grand Slam.
No.
So, no.
You have any hopes of getting paid?
It doesn't look promising. Not in the near future. Don't look promising. But I don't know what they have. The last update I heard is that they're working on it, so I don't know.
All right, one last question. You're going to Jamaica for the holidays, or are you staying away?
I don't plan my vacation yet.
Oh, you've not planned it as yet? Okay, cool.
Can't make any.
Daniel, you're a legend of this event. If not the sport, for this event, not many people win 2 world titles, and so far apart, and then getting to so many finals.
And a bronze.
And a bronze as well.
Get the bronze and the bronze.
Yeah, the bronze did it, but come on, the bronze did it, man. But all right, guilty. All right, go get a shower now. You need one.
I do.
Yes, and tuck into your bed. No, it's not smell as bad. You're sweaty. All of us are. Thank you. All right, hey guys.
We'll walk a yard saying, I swear. But it was a good effort though, Wayne, from her. The hurdles is always a minefield. I mean, if you just get the slightest thing wrong. But it was clear that Daniel was in shape to contend for a medal, and it's unfortunate that she was unable to get one. But the effort was still commendable. 12:51 tells you that she was right there.
Yeah, man.
Given the winning time, she was within reach.
And her mindset was in the right place, so just listen to her.
She's a born again Christian. And one of the things that I appreciate Daniel for is her honesty, and she's really forthright. And I took one thing away from that interview. She said that the times I was hitting in training tells me I could have won this one.
Yep.
And it just fell apart. And it's unfortunate that it's one of those events where one thing and you can't recover. It's impossible to recover. And that is why you have got to be switched on and try to prevent any sort of mistake, because you just don't get back. And that's what she pointed out. But I believe her when she said she felt she could have won it tonight.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Well, we're going to take a break and come back with more here, and well, to wrap up actually on Nationwide's coverage of the 2025 World Athletics Championships in Tokyo, Japan. We see you on the other side of this break.
The time by Grace Good Move is
8:36 a.m.
Looking for superior quality transportation from an international award-winning provider? Well, look no further. Choose Island Car Rentals, Jamaica's leading car rental company, setting the standard for ground transportation in Jamaica. For over 50 years, Island Car Rentals has been your trusted partner for reliable, top-quality vehicles. But we're more than just a car rental company. Need an airport transfer at any hour? Heading out of town and want to travel in style with a private chauffeur? Need a truck to rent for business or personal use? Or maybe you need a customized shuttle or tour for a large or a small group. Whatever your transportation need, Island Car Rentals has you covered. Call us today at 876-926-8012 or 876-929-5875 or visit www.islandcarrentals.com to book your next trip. Because Island people take better care of you.
Now, PrEP makes it so easy. One pill before you link, prevent HIV.
PrEP makes it so easy. One pill before you link, prevent HIV.
You wanna do your thing with your queen or your king?
Or I get a little frisky that make you flex risky.
PrEP, are you extra bucketed?
To help you stay HIV negative.
PrEP makes it so easy. One pill before you link, prevent HIV. PrEP tablets available at your clinic from the Ministry of Health and Wellness.
You're listening to Nationwide's live coverage of the 2025 World Championships in Tokyo, Japan.
Welcome back to Nationwide's coverage of the 2025 World Athletics Championships. We just heard from Daniel Williams, who finished sixth in the 100-meter hurdles for women in a time of 12.51 after hitting a hurdle. In fact, she finished seventh after hitting a hurdle in the final, what was won by Ditaji Kambunji of Switzerland in a new national record of 12.24, finishing second. The 2022 champion Toby Amerson, who trains here in Jamaica with Glenn Mills, she ran at 12.29, while Grace Stark of the United States finished third. The Olympic champion Masai Russell finished fourth. And of course, it was not to be for the likes of Daniel Williams and Devin Charlton from the Bahamas, who were they were in the mix.
And Russell.
And Masai Russell and Devin Charlton, who was actually sixth. Nadine Visser, who we thought could have been a spoiler, finished eighth in 12.56. So it's one of those things that, oftentimes we see times and we see the athletes who produce those times and we think, because there was a big argument before the World Championships that the world record could go in this event. Mm-hmm. Nobody was even close to the world record. But there are several factors.
There were some persons who went to the extreme that you could see the first sub-12 for the hurdles.
Well, Masai Russell did encourage that conversation at the pre-meet press conference. So, that obviously was going to carry some weight, being the Olympic champion and, of course, the second fastest one of all time. But as it tends to be, the expectations, the performances will not, and more often than not, will not live up to the expectations. As fans, as pundits, sometimes we kind of hope for the extraordinary, but in more often than not, those circumstances.
I mean, persons are here predicting 13 and 14 medals. Yeah. Not even when Bolt and company were at their best.
Yeah, we got those numbers.
Yeah. Much less now.
Yeah.
I mean,
delusions.
We have to deal with
delusions of grandeur, I call that.
Gosh,
because
right there.
I didn't see any circumstance where Jamaica could get that many medals. I was saying between 6 and 10, and I think we're on track for that.
But I said 7. Yeah. And 8 and 9 is bonus.
Yep.
But I said 7.
All right, so coming up in the evening session, which is tomorrow morning our time, is the four. We're looking at the. Why does
The
this say-
semi-finals for the and there's a men's high jump final.
Yeah.
Come tomorrow also.
Where Romaine Beckford is in the final.
And there's also the women's triple jump qualifying round.
Which will feature Jamaica's Shanika Ricketts and, of course, the Olympic champion Tia Lafont, who is rolling into form. Right now, that event looks like it's going to be dominated by the Cubans, who have been 1, 2, 3 all season.
Yep.
Yeah, so we'll see how that plays out tomorrow.
There's a men's 800.
Yep, that's going to be interesting for me. Not only in terms of the battles between Wanyoni and Sejati and Europe and others, but I had a discussion just a few weeks ago with Doug Case, who is the coach at University of Arkansas. If you remember, Doug Case was the guy who guided Omar McLeod to Olympic title in 2016. He told me about how he got Tyrese Taylor to run and got from 145.26 that he ran at national championships to 143.74 that he did at NACAC championships to finish third, which is a new national record for Jamaica, and the first man for Jamaica to go under 144 for the 800. I asked him if he's going to be able to replicate that performance in Tokyo, and based on what he said, he believes that that's not only possible, but he could actually end up going faster. Now, 143 is not going to win the medals at the World Championships. Right now, the world is between 141 and 142. But what is encouraging for me is that with Navaski Anderson running 144.18 as a personal best, and Tyrese Taylor now taking it down to 143.74, between these two young men, I think they could be trailblazers for a more modern era. I mean, we had Seymour Newman and we had Jesus. Well, the name doesn't come to me now. But we had Seymour Newman who had the national record for so many years, and Devil Might now is the name what I was thinking about.
So you see how far back you have to go.
Right? But what I'm seeing now, especially for these two, I mean, these could be trailblazers for a new era of Jamaica's 800 meter running, because Tyrese Taylor at 143.74, and this was after only his first year at the University of Arkansas, continuing to, because according to his coach, he's fast, and they did a lot of work, a lot of speed work. He was working with some 400 meter runners after trials. So maybe I mean it's a big maybe that he could probably get down close to 142.
142.
143.1 or 143.3, in that region.
142 high.
Possibly. Possible. But so it's an encouraging time for me, because the 800 meters for me is one of my favorite events. Why? Because when I was growing up, Sebastian Coe, Steve Ovett, Steve Cram, it's almost like every week they were challenging the world record. And it was an exciting time just to watch them and hear them compete on the radio and see them compete on whatever it is, whatever the major championship was, primarily the Olympics. But because of those men specifically, I fell in love with the 800 meters, because people used to see the 800 meters as a kind of long distance event. But it's actually it's now become a sprint. Yeah, because guys are splitting 49 on the first lap. There are guys right now who are running 49 for their flat 4. So they're splitting 49 and come back in a negative split and running ridiculous times. I mean, Radisha's record is 140.9. Wanyoni 141.11 and has run 141.20. I'm trying to remember what time he's run this year, but 141. He's run a number of times this year. He's a clear favorite. But there are others who are in that mix. Mark Arup, for example, has run 141.20. Sejati has run 142 and change. And there's so many other 800 meter runners who are in that 142 range that these championships could be a breakthrough for them. And maybe Sejati, we see Wanyoni could be upset, even though it's difficult to beat him because he's so strong finishing. But for me, it's an exciting race, and I'm kind of looking forward to see that. And so in addition to that, though, and they won you only battles with the rest of the elite crop. I'm curious to see how the two Jamaicans, whether or not Navasky Anderson can get below 144, and whether or not Tyrese Taylor can get below or get lower 143. Wayne rejoins us as we approach the close of today's show. But Wayne, yesterday was a high. Would you describe today as a low, given what we've seen? Are we still? I mean, is more of a balanced day, given that our long jumpers and the 400-meter hurdlers have done fairly well in advancing to the next round of competition, notwithstanding Daniel not getting a medal in the 100-meter hurdle.
It's a mixed bag. More on the downside, if you should push me. I can hear people already saying our expectations are too high and we need to, appreciate. And I suppose there's an argument for that as well. But then when you look at how our athletes have competed throughout the year and the years and the sort of success that they've had, you can't help but to sort of raise the expectations when they go out there. But having said that, it was a mixed day for us. And as I say, more bordering on the lower. And then you also square it with what happened last night, or we ended last night. The people dancing over at the Sadegea train station last night. I mean literally a dance was out there. People eating and chatting and laughing, and the Jamaicans just reveling. So when you compare and contrast what happened last night as opposed to tonight, it was a low. But in real terms, it balances out in the end, as for the reasons you mentioned. And let's hope that we have a better day tomorrow. Let's hope so.
The men's semi-final of the 100-meter 110 hurdles is tomorrow, with all three Jamaicans: Demario Prince, Tyler Mason, and of course
the national champion is in there.
Orlando Bennett. Yes, so we can hope that, given the form that we've seen from all three today, it seems that they can repeat these performances. It is likely that we could get perhaps even two guys into the final. What are your thoughts on that?
That's conceivable. That's really, really conceivable. And as I said last night, I think Mondo Duplantis is putting on a show here tonight, and you heard the whoos just now, and you wonder, did he break the world record or did he win the gold? Did he break the world record? No. He's jumping all over the place, and normally when he does that, he breaks the world record. I've left downstairs and back up in the media center, so I'm not 100% sure what is happening, but it does seem as if he's broken the world record, to be confirmed. This guy is the most consistent athlete in the world. And with him and Usain, and you could do a few others, in the last 20 years, we've seen some of the greatest all-time athletes performing in that circle, that 20-year circle. And for me, it's the richest period for global athletics in the last 20-25 years, led, of course, by Usain. But this guy, Mondo Duplantis, you just mentioned one of them, David Rudisha, was a class act when Yoni is emerging. And you just look around the place, you see them, and look at Sydney. Sydney is just mind blowing. She can't be compared to any sports person.
She is an alien, Dwayne. Her skill set, the range of her skill set is remarkable. She's a 12:65 100-meter hurdler. She's a 11:20 100-meter sprinter. She's a 22:02 200-meter runner. She is a 48:70 400-meter runner, of course, and she holds the world record in the 400-meter hurdles. She's extraordinary. I think they should probably run tests on her to see if she's from this earth, because the things that she's done is remarkable.
I agree with you. And Mundo, I don't know what he's going to do. Where he's taking this thing, because he's broken the world record 3 times already this year.
Yep.
And this man is a serial record breaker. I tell you, meet organizers going to go broke because of this guy.
Yeah, look. I'm a big Sergei Bubka fan, because
Malin, I just saw him. He just passed here a while ago. With his jacket in his hand.
Yeah.
Where is he? He's somewhere going to place. He's in here every day.
Yeah, listen, Sergei Bubka and Yelena Isanbayeva have done remarkable things in the pole vault for male and female. But what Mondo Duplantis is doing, I did not believe that there was anybody who could replicate what we saw from Bubka over the years when he was king of the pole vault. But Mondo Duplantis at what, 20 was he now, 25? What he's done already surpasses Bubka. The number of world records,
No man, yes, no man, this
the
guy's
number of
fast. It's already a long
titles.
time ago.
He's absolutely crazy, and
Man, this guy's fast.
and he still has a long way to go.
Yeah, man, this guy's passed Sergey Bubka a long time ago, as you mentioned, and I don't know who it's going to take. It's a young boy, and you know, America is really, really reeling at the minute because he could have gone for them as well, and he decided to go for the place where his mother was born in, and they're really reaping the benefit. This guy is loved around the world. He's so quiet and unassuming, but he's a showman at the same time. Whenever he's in on the runway with a pole in his hand, he's happiest, and he makes people happy as well. I mean, look at this. I think he's broken the world record, you know. Because look at the reaction in the stands and in the stadium. Normally, when he does that, that is it. Because when he wins, nobody jumps anymore. It's almost like dog.
But been there, done that.
Yes.
I'm trying to find the results page, but I'm not. The World Athletics need to do some work on their set because it's
Yes.
a
But
mess.
I could tell you, I could get up and tell you because I'm sideways the screen, so I could tell you he broke the world record. It does look like he broke the world record. Yes.
He broke it again.
He broke the world record. He broke the world record. It's a world record. It's a world record. Yeah. Okay. I could tell.
I expected that, you know. I'm not surprised.
No, but it's easy to tell when he does, you know.
Yeah.
As I said, the reaction from the crowd. When he wins, you don't get that. I'm telling you, I've gotten so used to it, and I'm looking at the world record jump now. Let's have a look at it again. Here you go. And he did it with miles to spare.
So what's the new mark now? 6:30.
I'm waiting to see it.
The man is not normal.
He broke it by a What was the height?
Yes, I guess it's
30.
Yeah. It was 6:29, so yeah, and he usually inches up on it because
6 meters 30.
Yep, that's what he does because he incrementally breaks it and keeps taking these $100,000 for world records so that's one point. He's in breaking the world record. He's already earned $1.4 million.
Exactly. It's crazy. It's crazy.
He doesn't even need to get paid. He just break the world records and collect.
And I'll tell you this. Another thing that you have to take into consideration. The shoe contract also has bonus for the world record.
Yeah.
I'd love to see his bonus because if I'm a shoe company, his bonus is going to be 0.5%, not more, because he's going to break it every day. That's the point.
It's crazy though. He's absolutely remarkable. You know,
break it every day.
Monday the Planet is extraordinary human being.
Exactly.
Somehow Puma tend to get these mega stars. I wonder.
Well, they don't have him now, you know. It's Adidas.
Adidas has them now.
What you say? Plantis is Puma.
Yes, Sydney is what, A6 or is our New Balance? New Balance is for our shoe.
You sure? I think hers is A6. I think she's trying to, as we would say in Jamaican parlance, bust them. I think New Balance big star is Coco, but I stand corrected. Yeah. Oh, it's a Swedish national team that Adidas has. Yeah. Right. So he's Puma, right?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, but it's
I see a coach batting for Puma, they do, man. Wow.
Wade Walker, start giving yourself trouble, boss, man. This is me all the time.
I hear you know, right?
But Wayne, it's been a pleasure as usual. And of course, the news is that there were no medals for Jamaica today. Daniel Williams finishing 7th in the 100-meter hurdles, having hit a late hurdle. Akira Nugent and Amar Brown failed to advance to the finals. But Ditaji Kambunji, new national record 12:24 and gold for Switzerland. And of course the men are through to the next round of the 110-meter hurdle, so that's good news. But on that note, Wayne, we won't say see you tomorrow or later, well tomorrow but later today. And then we talk. Definitely. And of course, so on behalf of Coach Michael Carr and
hold on before we go, hold up.
Yeah,
I think I got something here from the minister. She says I will also look at how to further strengthen the communication system between the athletes and the structure that have been put in place to assist them. The Jamaica Athletes Insurance Plan is one such facility that is available to them. They should sign up. Their coaches and the association should ensure that they sign up for coverage. Please remind our athletes that even if they don't make the semifinals or finals, the fact that they are participating in the World Games, it means that they are among the best in the world and they are Jamaican ambassadors flying the flag high. That's the minister sending me another message I'm sure she'd love to get out. And
all right, good. So yeah, but good news there. Of course, Asini can actually access that, and the cost for his surgery probably will be significantly reduced. So that's good news. But we got to go. I'm getting the wrap-up signal here, so
not a problem.
We gotta go. So on behalf of the team, of course, Michael Carr and the Jermaine King and Arik Swavey and the entire news team and the production team, this is Leighton Levy saying goodbye for now. We'll see you later as we continue coverage of the 2025 World Athletics Championships in Tokyo, Japan. Bye-bye.